Always right, never wrong, undisputed.
Fox Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Happy New Year. Welcome back to Tampa. Get set for the Panthers and the Buccaneers. And even though the Bucs have been a little bit erratic, bottom line, Aaron Andrews, they win today. They're in the playoffs.
The old T-shirt and hat game, Kevin Burkhardt. Happy New Year, by the way. And their offensive coordinator, Byron Leftwich, said it's good to have this moment. It finally woke us up. He said, you know, when you win a lot, you kind of think it's automatic. And as the Bucs have seen and learned this year, it's not. So this week in practice felt like the last 2 years for Tampa Bay. The biggest reason why? Bodies. They have healthy guys back, especially on their O-line. Donovan Smith, Tristan Wirfs are going to be in today. And because of that, Leftwich saying, I'm going to be in attack mode from here on out. We're going to be aggressive, running and passing the ball. Kevin, they are finally hoping, I know people have been saying this all year, that this offense kind of looks like what they had hoped for in the beginning of the year.
I mean, a hat and T-shirt game, that's on the line for the Buccaneers. And the Panthers, if they win today and they win next week, they win the division. So that's what's on the line here. And a humid, sticky New Year's Day, 73 degrees, 90% humidity. You could feel it. Right now, cloudy as we get set to go. The Bucs have won the toss. They decided to defer, so we'll see. The Panthers will get it first with Raheem Blackshear back deep. Glad to have you aboard on this New Year's Day on Fox, and here we go. And we go downstairs to Tom Rinaldi.
Well, when Steve Wilks took over this team at 1-4, changed most, Kevin. Well, talking to players this week, they said one word most: accountability. Defensive end Pro Bowl player Brian Burns said it started with calling out the leadership on this team more than any other player, but doing so in an authentic and respectful way. As for the way Wilks summed up his approach to that accountability, he said, I want to be their friend, but I don't want to be anyone's buddy. The difference: a friend tells you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. The message resonating as Carolina's reclaimed its season, guys, fighting still for a playoff berth.
Yeah, they have 5-5 since Wilks took over for the released Matt Rule. Here's Darnold on a play pass. A lot of time. Fires a bullet, and it's caught right away up to midfield by DJ Moore off that play action. So the aggressive offense that you were looking for, Greg.
Yeah, right there. I mean, everyone's expecting them. They're a run identity team, right? That's what they want to do. So what do you do on the first play of the game? You go hard play action, and you find your best player, DJ Moore, for an easy first down.
Another quick throw, going to get it outside to Shi Smith, who gets a block from Chenault, stays on his feet, first down. As we go back to Sam Darnold, it's been a wild year for him. Started with an injury, he was out a couple months, and then he was, second, third, fourth quarterback down the depth chart after starting last year. Well, guess what? They put him back in. He's playing exceptionally well in the 4 games he's started.
Yeah, and it's a credit to Sam and his approach. He could have easily kind of gotten sour grapes, could have easily felt like he was slighted in the entire quarterback situation that they went through with Baker Mayfield and then P.J. Walker coming in. So for him to get his shot these last 4 weeks and play as well as he had is a real testament to just the professional and the kind of guy that Sam Darnold is.
Here is Deontay Foreman's first carry, left side, inside the 35. For Foreman. You said in the beginning, one thing about this offense, they know exactly what they want to do, and I know they had the big play on the pass game. They want to run it down your throat.
Yeah, and a big reason is this offensive line. They knew last year this was a weakness. They went out in free agency, signed Austin Corbett, Bozeman at center. They drafted Ike Ekwonu, the left tackle. They knew they needed to make this offensive line the strength of this unit. They've done that, and that's a big reason why Sam Darnold has played well behind a very good offensive line.
Darnold gets it out to Laviska Shenault. Gets a good block from Thomas. Cuts back up across the field, and Shenault has enough for a first down. This offense is moving.
Yeah, and you want to run the ball against this Bucs defense. It's going to take 2 bodies to block Vita Vea. He's been out the last couple weeks. His return from injury is critical. That's a matchup we're going to highlight all day. For the Panthers to have success running the ball, that big number 50, he needs to be accounted for on every single play.
I mean, in fairness, it's hard to miss him. He's not a small human being. Good drive for the Panthers. 4 plays, 47 yards on the opener here. Foreman, big hole up the middle. Deontay Foreman gets decked inside the 25 against this Buccaneers defense, which is really playing just about as good as last year. The one thing that's missing, turnovers. Yeah, turnovers and just a consistent pass rush, right? They lose Shaq Barrett, one of the best pass rushers in the entire league, to injury. Getting Vita Vea, we mentioned, he'll be a big addition. There are two linebackers. It all starts and stops. Levante David, Devin White, those are the two guys that make this defense work. And to be honest, the reason Tom Brady's been able to pull out these late game heroics has been because of the play of this defensive unit. On the fake, Darnold looking deep, throws nobody home. DJ Moore wanted a penalty, and you know what? He's going to get it. Antoine Winfield was on him in the slot, and they may get him for the defensive penalty.
Pass interference, defense, number 31. Ball is placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
Yeah, you see Winfield, he's in the slot. DJ Moore is looking like he's going to block for the flat route. Winfield kind of feels like he gets behind him and just gives enough of a tug that official on the near sideline thinks it's just enough to call the flag. That's going to be a big matchup. Both these teams, who matches up the best in that slot? They're going to move DJ Moore around. You see him again here playing in that slot receiver. It's a big matchup. They're going to have Winfield on him a lot. Could be a linebacker.
Donald to throw it again. He's got time. Stands in, delivers. End zone. It's caught for the touchdown. Tommy Tremble, and the Panthers, just like that, grab the lead.
But you saw the motion they used. They brought DJ Moore over from the number 2 receiver from the left. They brought him all the way to the right. Little tight end wing. Ian Thomas blocks. He goes to the flat. And they just run a corner route. DJ Moore cleared it out on the outside. Little corner route by Tommy Tremble. And what a start for this Carolina offense. We mentioned the run game, Kevin, but they're going to have to throw the ball to have success today. And Sam Darnold came out hot.
Tremble had a touchdown against the Bucs the last time they played in Week 7. He's got another one here, and just like that, it's up and 7-0. Tight end scores, Greg. You know what that means.
We got a tight end tutty coming up right here. Let's go.
Fox is sponsored by Burger King. You rule.
Well, this NFC South is up for grabs. The Bucs can win it with a victory today, but the Panthers, if they win today and next week they win it, and the Saints, they're still alive. They need a lot to happen. First of all, they have to beat Philly today. Atlanta is out of it, but look, it's not the prettiest looking thing, but the bottom line is get in the playoffs is all that matters. What was pretty, though, that opening drive. You call for them, even though they're a run-first team, to be aggressive. They were that on that drive. And now we'll see Tom Brady for the first time today. And I know you love the play that drove home the touchdown, too.
Yeah, give credit to offensive coordinator Ben McAdoo. You see, they start DJ Moore over here. This puts the safety, 32, Mike Edwards. I'm going to show you why it's important. So DJ's going to come in motion. And look at the stress that it puts on 32. So DJ's going to clear it out. Corner. All the stress is right here. So watch where Sam Darnold starts his eyes. If he plays deep, he's going to throw the ball in the flat to Ian Thomas. He doesn't. He settles. And that's the throw right over the top of his head. But it all starts with that pre-snap motion and getting the right people in the right spot.
Now it's Brady looking for the answer. Going to go over the middle to Mike Evans. Incomplete. There's a penalty. It's on Keith Taylor, it looks like, who's getting the start today. Panthers had a big injury last week. J.C. Horn, their exceptional young cornerback, broken wrist.
Holding. Defense. Number 28. 5-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
And Greg, Keith Taylor is playing for Horn.
Absolutely, and this is going to be a huge matchup. They think it's a good matchup for him. He's long, he's lean, but Mike Evans, one of the best route runners, running a little corner, and then he's going to come out of it. That's a tough matchup. A couple weeks ago, Keith Taylor had some struggles against the Steelers, and this is something for us to keep our eye on. You see him again down here at the bottom of the screen.
Here's Rashad White, gets the first carry, kind of dancing through the hole. Nifty little run, now all the way up to the 37. Still going, maybe even adding a little bit more. Got about 7 yards. So here is Tom Brady trying to get back to the playoffs despite an up and down year. And that's the bottom line, all in front of him, right? See what he's done this season. I think the one thing for Tom, which he didn't expect, we've had them a bunch this year. Earlier, I think kind of was hoping the run game would be more of a factor. He leads the league in completions and attempts. I don't know that he thought that was going to be happening this year.
Yeah, I think it's a product of the style of games they've had to play, coming from behind, the run game really struggling, and really the health of the offensive line, particularly his 2 tackles.
No doubt. Here's White. Nice cut by White. Sliding through. He's got a first down. Well, let's stay with that. You heard Aaron talk about the health of those tackles. Tristan Wirfs, he's had an ankle issue. He re-aggravated it a couple weeks ago. Donovan Smith had a foot injury. He missed the Arizona game. How big of a difference do those two make?
Well, I think they make all the difference in the world. And I think if the two of them, if Smith and Wirfs are back, obviously they're both in the lineup. If they're both healthy and playing to their best capabilities, you'll see them be a little bit more aggressive on early downs.
Pressure, set up a screen to Vaughn. Gets a block, gets tripped up, and we get a penalty. Frankie Luvu made a nice play, but let's see what the penalty is. Looks like it's on Tampa.
Holding. Offense. Number 76. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Boy, I led you into that one. I set up how good the tackles are, and then there's a penalty on Donovan Smith.
And Donovan Smith, he's had an up and down year. He's dealt with some injuries. He's had some penalties. You see him there. He just wraps his arms right around Brian Burns. Kind of takes him to the ground. That's a tough matchup. Brian Burns, his speed, his ability off the edge is something for us to keep an eye on. But we mentioned how important those 2 tackles are going to be for the success of this offense, not only today, but moving forward.
Todd Bowles, his first year, took over for Bruce Arians. Yeah, Burns is electric, named to his 2nd Pro Bowl. Here's Brady loading up, going deep for Mike Evans, tracking. Man, can't make the catch. He had it looked like, or had an opportunity, and couldn't bring it down.
But I think this is a good early sign. These are the throws, these are the plays that we've seen the last couple years since Tom Brady's come here that they've been able to connect. Give Mike Evans a chance. They should throw 1 or 2 of these a quarter. You see, couldn't quite get both of his hands up there. It's a good ball. Brady underthrows it a little bit and gives him a chance, but those are plays they have to continue to give their guys opportunities to try to open up this offense down the field.
Here's Brady over the middle, has a completion to Jones across the 40. And it's going to be a 3rd down and long. Yeah, the Bucs are 25th in the league in plays of 20 yards or more. Last year they were so good in that department. I mean, last year they were 2nd best offense in the league. They averaged 30 points a game. So it's been kind of staggering to see their offense struggle at times.
Yeah, and it's been the lack of the explosive plays. In years past, you're used to seeing Mike Evans come down with those contested balls down the field.
3rd and long. Locked up. Brady. Lofts one. Caught. Good for a 1st down. It's all reliable Chris Godwin, who loses the ball, and it's recovered by Carolina. Xavier Woods falls on it. Oh, Godwin had a huge play and then got stripped, and the Panthers take over. And so the Panthers D making a play. Who punched out? The Peanut Punch coming back again. Back to Raymond James Stadium here in Tampa. Well, missed opportunities for the Bucs on their opening drive. Mike Evans certainly had an opportunity to make a big play here. Couldn't get his hands on it. And then, Greg, your former teammate in Chicago and in Carolina, Peanut Tillman. Look at this by Sam Franklin.
Yeah, I mean, Peanut, has anyone made a bigger impact on the way teams take the ball away than Peanut Tillman? That's it right there. Peanut would teach that. He was with me in Chicago and in Carolina. Franklin, I mean, he loaded that thing up. That was like a full right straight. Knocked that ball away from Godwin.
Yeah, it was a 25-yard gain, too, to Godwin on 3rd down. So a couple of big opportunities squandered by the Bucs. And now the Panthers, after a terrific opening drive, went right down the field. Darnold has started the game 4 for 4. And they start this drive on the 33. Here is Foreman running right, and there's not much there. It's interesting, when Steve Wilks took over, 2nd game, he took on Tampa Bay, and you think it's hard to run on Tampa Bay. Usually is. They ran all over the Bucs in that Week 7 matchup. They won 21-3.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people out there are saying, how do you get rid of your best player, Christian McCaffrey? How do you send him, you trade him away to San Francisco, and then your run game and your offense actually gets better? The style in which this offensive line is built, the style in which Sam Darnold is built to play in, really fits these backs and fits this personnel well. And there's a big reason why they've had this success these last couple games.
Going to set out a screen to Chenault. Gets a block. Makes a move up across the 40. And just short of a first down by a yard.
Saw DJ Moore out there blocking Terrace Marshall. He knocks Winfield right on the ground. We've mentioned that slot corner. That's a tough spot to play.
3rd and 1. It's a keeper for Darnold on that zone read. And I think he's going to be just a little bit short. Now an early decision for Steve Wilks on 4th and less than a yard.
Yeah, I think he's short too. Sam Darnold, he's underrated with his ability to pull the ball. Had a touchdown last week against Detroit in that big performance, but it looks like they're going to punt this.
And so the Bucs get a stand, at least it appears.
Does he have a trick up his sleeve though, right? They want to steal possessions. You want to make sure you don't give Tom Brady too many opportunities to possess the ball, and if you're Tampa Bay, you've got to be playing defense safe. You're playing for the fake. You're playing for anything tricky. Let them punt it.
Well, Hecker's one of the best of all time faking it. This time just a straight old punt. High up in the air for the former All-Pro. And it's caught there by Tompkins. So the Bucs D gets a stop. They'll get it back. 7-0 Carolina early going. Time you can work a Dumb and Dumber reference into the broadcast. So you're telling me there's a chance? NFC South, everyone's got a chance. Look, this is how it's been. It's been like one of those electronic horse race games. Everyone's up and down and zigging and zagging. Who's going to win this division? Right now, here's how it stands. Week 16. The Bucs win today. They win it. If the Panthers win, they could win next week and win it. The Saints are still alive, and they have a chance to win the division. It's all this 1 in a million talk.
So good.
That is so good.
They are talented, the guys in the truck, man. They can come up with some good stuff.
Leonard Fournette in the game for the first time. Fake it to him. Brady over the middle. Wide open. It's Godwin. First down. This time holds on to the ball as he gets up to the 38. Solid pickup as Godwin back on the board after that fumble.
Yeah, Byron Leftwich told us, he said, we're going to get back in. You heard Aaron mention it in our open. We're going to get back to being aggressive on early downs. You see it there, play action. Godwin's wide open for a big explosive chunk play. That's the style of offense, KB, that we're accustomed to seeing these previous few years when they've been one of the best offenses in the league. They've gotten away from it a little bit, but Byron told us that he thinks today they got to get back out attacking on those early downs.
Extra lineman here. Fournette gets the carry and up across the 40. Yeah, the run game has been non-existent for Tampa Bay, and it's always the old adage, well, do you keep trying it? It just hasn't worked, and we're at week 16.
Yeah, I think when you have Tom Brady as your quarterback, there's so many extensions of that run game that you can do with the quicks and the smokes and the bubble screens and different ways that you can almost, they treat them as handoffs, but throw the ball to Chris Godwin in the slot, let him run after the catch. There's other ways to generate yards on first down when you just run into the backs of the line.
Second down here, Fournette runs into a wall, nowhere to go. Shaq Thompson was there first, and now a 3rd down and long coming up.
It's another good example there. So first down, second down, you don't really get much out of the run game, and now put yourself in a 3rd and you assume pass at 3rd and 7, and now you start testing. What is the health of your tackles? How is the pass protection going to hold up to throw the ball medium to downfield?
Four-man rush, but pressure. Brady in trouble, and he is sacked. Yetur Gross-Matos.
Well, this is what we're talking about. They're not built for this. Look at all the overload here on the left because they want everyone to turn away from Brian Burns. They just get the pressure out of the overload side. They're just not built to play in must-pass situations, right? We've seen it over the last couple weeks, but it all goes down to being efficient and effective on first and second down.
Jake Camarda to punt it away. Andre Roberts, an all-pro returner, has been out since week 1, back today for Carolina. He's got some room. And that room closed up quickly. Nicely played by Zion McCollum. Some call him Zion's McCollum. It depends who you talk to.
Did you know Google makes a...
Just get your phone out now. Download the free Super 6 app. Enter your 6 picks in the NFL Sunday Challenge for a chance to win big. 7-0 Panthers here in the first quarter. Buccaneers win. They win the division. The Panthers win today and next week. Then they would win the division. Another play fake. Darnold. Pressure. Hit as he throws and just gets rid of it and throws it away. Joe Tryon-Shoyinka had some heat there, and Darnold had to get rid of it. Well, Ben McAdoo, his first year here in Carolina, he's got the towel on. We said, Ben, you had the towel on last week where you had the franchise record in yards and rush yards. You wear it again. He's wearing it again.
He didn't say no. He didn't.
How do you not wear it after that?
He didn't say no. He thought it brought him some good vibes in the booth, so you can see again. I don't know if it's the exact same towel, but it's definitely the same look.
Zone read. Darnold now just slides down. Didn't see anything there. But on McAdoo, you think about his recent history. He ran a spread offense in New York with Eli Manning. They threw it all over the place in Green Bay. Don't you have to give him credit for adapting? He said it's the same offense, just some tweaks.
Yeah, I think he deserves a ton of credit. I think the best coaches in this league, especially play callers, they don't come up with their system or formulate their plan until they understand the personnel they have to work with. And the personnel he inherited here in Carolina is very different than the personnel he's had in some of his previous stops. So credit to McAdoo, credit to Steve Wilks. They're running a style of offense that fits their quarterback, their offensive line, and then out.
3rd and long. Immediate pressure, and Darnold throws it away. Did not have the screen look that he wanted to DJ Moore. And this Tampa D forces another punt.
Yeah, it's a great job by Tampa's defense. The offense getting off to another slow start, get off the turnover. Devin White, they use him in pressure almost like a defensive lineman. They're trying to set up a double screen. He had 2 options on both sides, but both of them were taken away. And credit to Tampa Bay. These last couple possessions after giving up the opening drive score, they've regrouped. And again, this is another example of them keeping the game close as their offense struggles to find their way early.
Tompkins, late fair catch, does so around the 19, and that's where Tom Brady and the Bucs cheering on his D. Now he's back on the field. His team down 7-0. Become the 3rd player ever to have 9 straight 1,000-yard seasons. But he and Tom Brady have just been off. This is week 7. This is the first series of the game. He dropped a would-be bomb touchdown. And then today, right there, there's been multiple times in these games that even though Mike's put up the numbers that he and Brady, they're just a little off, Greg. You just see certain routes maybe thrown a little different way. And it's kind of hard to explain because they have been so good. But you see 7 interceptions of Brady's this year have been throwing towards Mike Evans.
Yeah, it's an uncharacteristic down year for both of them, specifically, the matchup of the two of them working together. But I think they've got to continue to do it. Continue to throw the ball, push it downfield, challenge these Carolina corners, these defensive backs. We mentioned the injuries. We mentioned some new bodies back there for Carolina. Continue to give Mike Evans chances down the field with the ball.
See if they do it. Brady, quick throw, far side of the field. As you say, there is Evans for a short gain. Bucs trying to set that tone, Aaron Andrews.
Yeah, and I asked Tristan Wirfs this week, what do you remember about that 21-3 loss to Carolina? And he said nothing seemed to be going right. Everyone taking turns, making mistakes. They watched clips this week of that game, obviously, and you said it, Kevin. They need to set the tone early. They said Carolina managed to do that in week 7. Wirfs saying this is going to be a big part of it, the energy and the fight of this game.
We'll see, Greg, like you say, go back to Evans for a short gain there. Brady looks his way again, gets it to him again. So interesting, like a definite effort now to get Mike Evans going. And more on that in a moment. First, our first game break with Carissa Thompson.
Thank you so much, Kevin. So Saints, Eagles, Taysom Hill scores from 1 yard out, capping off a 15-play, 75-yard opening drive. Saints can win the NFC South by winning out and the Bucs losing out. Still interesting for them, too, Kev.
Carissa has the laundry list of teams and what they can and can't do for the next 2 weeks. But, yeah, the Saints are in it. First down on the give. Little run to White. Nothing. Kyle Rudolph comes in the game for the first time today. See him number 8. Hasn't played a ton this year. Wanted to come play with Brady. Just 2 catches on the year. Four-man rush. Quick throw into the flat. White spin move. Wow, how did he stay on his feet? C.J. Henderson really crushed him, but White with a great effort. Bring up third down.
Yeah, and Rachaad White, prior to last week, he had really taken over the bulk of the backfield duties along with Leonard Fournette. It's a great job tackling in space. It's something Carolina knew coming in that they were going to have to do well with a lot of these underneath short passing game that Brady majors in this year. And Rachaad White, they said, Leonard Fournette last week kind of carried the load late. It was a big reason they came back to beat Arizona, but White's one of their more dynamic players in the backfield. They're going to get him more involved.
3-man rush this time. Brady over the middle. It is caught for a first down. Slides it in there to Russell Gage, and the drive continues.
Yeah, Carolina went to a 3-man rush. Brady had all sorts of time to let the zones unfold, and nice job there by Gage. Just going to settle in right in front of Brady. You're going to see Gross Matos. He drops. He's the extra defender. Nice job there. They teach the offensive player. Once they max drop 8, it's finding a window, they call it. If you can see the quarterback, he can see you. Be friendly, be stationary, be ready to catch the ball as you're being hit.
White, and again, maybe a yard. Not a whole heck of a lot there. It's interesting with these wide receivers, Greg. You go back to the beginning of the year, they bring in Julio Jones. What an unbelievable career he's had. They bring in Russell Gage, who's had a very good player. It just feels like injuries to different guys, in and out of the lineup, just getting used to each other. It just feels like it's never totally come together. And they're trying to get that to happen now in Week 16. End of the first quarter from Tampa. Panthers 7, Bucs nothing. Start the second quarter, 7-0 Panthers. Don't adjust your sets. I know he's wearing a different number. It's not 24, but that's Josh Norman playing for the Panthers. They just signed him this week, and he's expected to play today, ready to go. He has not played yet in this game with the injury to J.C. Horn, so we'll see. Here's Brady, gets it out in the flat. White turns and catches, just a little bit short. Back to Norman. It's pretty amazing, right? Just to be playing cornerback at 35 years old. He was a barista in a coffee shop this week.
And if you've spent any time around Josh Norman, that is the least surprising addition to the story of all time. He's a really unique character, but all in all, they brought him in for his approach. He understands the culture Steve Wilks is trying to implement here. He understands what they need to do defensively to compete and challenge. So expect him to get some opportunities here.
3rd and 1. Right up the gut, it's White. And that stutter move, I think, was enough to get him to the first down. And they haven't signaled it yet.
I think they're saying he's short.
Wow.
I'm not sure what kind of spot they gave him. It looked from here. We're kind of looking right down the line. It looked from here that when he was engaged by the Carolina defender, he'd gotten past the line to gain.
Timeout for a measurement.
Well, they're going to measure this. What's bringing Mike Pereira? Mike, you differ from us. You thought right away that he was a little short, huh?
Don't get the perfect look, but when you're looking on the live shot, it doesn't look to me like he gets to the line to gain. You watch the official that came in really at the line to gain, but the official at the bottom had him short. I think it is short.
There it is. Mike with the call. Well, let's go back. You see, he's clearly short, so it'll be 4th down. Let's go back, and here's a look that Mike was talking about. Yeah, he's right.
Right on it.
From us, we're looking at the field, and we're kind of right at that yard marker, but I think that's a great shot. And so now 4th and 1, and certainly looks like the Bucs will go.
Yeah, I think this is a no-brainer. You're right past midfield. There's no chance you punt this ball. We've seen quarterback sneak kind of have like a resurgence around the league. The success rate of quarterback sneaks, Tom Brady over his career has been one of the best at it. Got to imagine that's on the table.
Game clock operator, please put 14:03 on the game clock, please, and on the play clock, put 20 seconds. It'll start on my ready.
There you go. Brad Rogers just resetting the clock. 4th and 1. And Brady does sneak it. Oh, I mean, I think he got it, but it's awfully close.
It was a good second effort by Brady. I don't think his original surge, he kind of got knocked back, but I think
he's got it.
Yeah, I think on the second watch, on the initial surge, he gets kind of stood up, and then you see that second. Yeah, he definitely gets it there on the second effort. That's a lot of big bodies in there for a guy like Brady to take, but he's been good at those sneaks throughout his entire career, and he's able to pick it up.
10th play of this drive, converting a couple 3rd and 4th downs. Brady has time over the middle, and it's Evans who's got another catch. So Mike Evans has come to life now, all 3 catches on this drive.
Yeah, we're starting to see a little bit of that rhythm and timing start coming together. Brady has to let go of this ball a little early. Derek Brown's coming down on him. He throws it before Mike Evans gets out. Watch, when Evans gets his head around, the ball's kind of right on him. That's a nice timing throw there by Brady, understanding the pressure in his face and giving Evans a chance to get his head around.
White tripped up in the backfield. Frankie Louvu, who sounds like some sort of 70s disco artist. He's a heck of a linebacker, too, I should point out.
They have gotten an incredible season out of Frankie Louvu. They knew when they brought him here that he was a good player. I don't know if they expected him to have quite the impact. They use him at the edge there on the line of scrimmage. He plays off the ball next to another really good linebacker in Shaq Thompson. He's had a really good season for them this year.
Sure has. 2nd and 11. Some pressure. Brady steps back foot going for Evans, and it's incomplete. Got some pressure that time and couldn't find Evans. And Josh Norman on the field for the first time. Of course, an all-pro player when he played with you, Greg, in Carolina. And again, it's in great shape just to come off the street and play cornerback, what he's doing right now. And we were told he's going to play 20, maybe 25, 30 snaps. We'll see.
Well, here you are. He's out there matched up against the guy he knows really well. Julio Jones out the top of your screen.
3rd and long. Brady incomplete. And there was Norman right around Jones and dancing off the field.
Yeah, I thought maybe the first time they saw Josh Norman come in, they would try to take him deep. You see he's playing off coverage. He's got Julio all the way, and they try to run a little comeback stop route. I think if they continue to see Josh Norman get on the field, I think you got to test him. You got to say, all right, Josh, I know you're good around the ball. I know you've got good awareness. I want to see you go deep and keep up with some of our guys, so expect him to come back to that. But that's a nice start there by Josh Norman.
53-yard field goal try for Ryan Suckup. His long in warm-ups was 52, so this pushing the boundary a bit. Trying to get the Bucs on the board, and the kick is up, and it is no good. And so a long drive, 13 plays and no points, and the frustration level for Tom Brady continuing. Panthers with the lead.
Siri, who leads the league in rushing touchdowns?
Sam Darnold has a chance to lead the Panthers to the playoffs, and it's pretty amazing, Tom, because it's been an eventful year for him.
He used the word crazy, Kevin, when we spoke to him this week, from the quarterback competition with Baker Mayfield to the ankle injury in the preseason. But he said he has a different perspective. Growing up watching a trio of quarterbacks, Matt Ryan, Aaron Rodgers, and Tom Brady, he saw each of them struggle in different ways at the start of the season. And the revelation for Darnold, it's not all on the quarterback. You have to take what's there, and that's what he's been doing. So effective here in these last 4 games, guys.
406, 60 yards today. Another play pass here. Has some time. Rolls away, pressure, throws incomplete. Ball is loose by Marshall, who caught it. And I think it's a catch. Let's see. Should be a catch and a fumble. That is the ruling.
Yeah, nice protection. Sam Darnold buys a little time. Let's take a look. He catches it clearly. Yeah, it's definitely a fumble. Fortunate for Marshall that that ball goes out of bounds. With another example, another peanut punch. Both teams now have used it. Fortunately for Carolina, ball goes out of bounds.
Foreman, left side, just dragging people with him inside the 40. Took Tryon Shoyinka for a little bit of a ride. You know, it's interesting about Darnold too, Greg, just piggybacking on what Tom said. So he's come in here and you think, okay, he doesn't have to do it all, and that's certainly fair. But when he's been asked to throw, I know it's only 4 games, but he's got the most pass yards per attempt. He's not dinking and dunking here.
Yeah, and in most modern day offenses, that's the metric that everyone really cares about. Completion percentage and some of those other metrics have kind of fallen down the list of priority. Yards per attempt is the explosiveness of your passing game. It's the best way to measure it. And as you see, he's the best in the league since he's come back.
Fumble, picks it up, still gets it to Hubbard, and Hubbard going to be tackled short of the first. So this is really unbelievable. You look at the 10-yard plus air yards for passes this year. Sam Darnold now has more passing touchdowns on just 27 attempts than Tom Brady has nearly 200 attempts. I mean, that doesn't make any sense at all. But that's how we got here. That's why today's game's so big. 3rd and 3. Blitz. Chenault couldn't handle the hot pass. Try to get it out there real quick, but it's incomplete. And now 4th down, and what does Steve Wilks do?
Yeah, I think you got to stay aggressive. I think they're telling Sam Darnold in that case, you got 2 downs. Ball's just thrown a little bit out in front of Chenault, but this is the mistake most teams make when playing Tom Brady in this current Bucs team. They know that their defense can hang in there. The offense of Tampa Bay is kind of sluggish and slow to start, and they want to just get into a low defensive battle. You don't want the game to be close at the end. You have to be aggressive. I love this move by Steve Wilks here early.
Fourth and 3, blitz coming. Darnold gets rid of it more. Did he hold on? He did. It's a catch and a 1st down for Carolina.
Sam Darnold knows he's got no one to block the edge. Watch him just drift left, buy himself some time, and give DJ Moore a chance to win. He knows it's man-to-man across the board. That's good awareness in the pocket, understanding your protection is going left. Hey, I've got no one to block that defensive end to my right. I better buy some time to marry up with the route. That's the small things you mentioned. Sam Darnold's making plays when he needs to. That's a small thing, but a big play in the game.
Here is Foreman looking for something, and he gets swallowed up. William Colston just destroyed that play.
Yeah, thus far, Tampa Bay's defensive line has really held strong. We mentioned how much that Carolina wants to be a run-first mentality, their new offensive approach, especially in these last couple weeks. But this defensive line is kind of built for that. They are strong. Mentioned Vita Vea being back, Golston, Akeem Hicks. They're going to have to just shore up some of the pass game stuff that Sam Darnold's been able to take advantage of on a few of these drives.
Darnold gets it out to Chenault. Gets to the edge and tiptoeing inbounds. See where they actually mark him out. Right around the 25, it seems. Yep. This will be a 3rd down and about 5.5.
This is where Todd Bowles has really made his reputation as a defensive play caller. What exotic pressure? How does he break down the Carolina protection here on 3rd down, force a sack, make this a deeper field goal attempt, and get his defense off the field?
Third and 5. Darnold floating one more. He's got it, and he's in for the touchdown. DJ Moore.
That's 2 times now in this drive. The 4th down conversion and then this 3rd down touchdown where he sees man across the board. DJ Moore, he's the best player on their offense. He is their dynamic playmaker down the field when they need a big pass. DJ Moore has been on the receiving end. We mentioned how hard that slot matchup was going to be. When they put DJ Moore in the slot against Antoine Winfield Jr., that's a tough matchup, and DJ Moore wins it to extend the lead.
Extra point is up and good. So DJ Moore on 4th and 3 with a big catch, and DJ Moore from 24 yards out. And the Panthers aggressive, and they are fired up, out 14-0 in Tampa. Some great players in that rep faces of the Panthers in their history. Of course, my partner Greg Olson took him to the Super Bowl in 2015. DJ Moore, you played with him, and he's special, and he's been very good in this first half.
He's been great all year. I mean, I remember when DJ first came to us as a rookie, you know, he almost looks like a running back, and he was so good with the ball in his hand. We ran him on jets and reverses. His growth as a route runner, his growth as a traditional receiver in combination with his skills with the ball in his hand, he's, as I've said, he's their most dynamic offensive player, and you can see why.
Well, Saturday, college hoops doubleheader on Fox. Creighton taking on second-ranked UConn, who got upset last night, followed by a Big Ten rivalry between Michigan and Michigan State. Tips off 11:30 Eastern, only on Fox and the Fox Sports app. So you said at the beginning of the game, you know, the Bucs not made to come back from big deficits. Obviously, Brady's brought them back a bunch of times late, down by 1 score, but this is dangerous territory for them right now.
Yeah, I'd like to see him go a little up-tempo, go a little no-huddle and establish a little rhythm.
See if they can do it. Brady pumps, and then underneath, one-handed catch for Fournette. Nicely done. They've had success doing that at times this year.
They have, and I think sometimes the biggest reason you go into it, first of all, it settles down what the defense is going to give you, and it allows you to get into your bread and butter. You see them doing it right here. They must be listening to the broadcast. Just sometimes get the ball in your receiver's hands, settle down your offensive line, and get some rhythm.
Quick throw outside Otten. Nobody home. First down and more. Penalty flag flies as Otten into Carolina territory. And let's see if this one holds up. There was nobody on the other side of the field.
I think they're going to get Tampa here for pass interference. Miles Hartfield, Godwin ran into Miles Hartfield.
Offense, number 14. 10-yard penalty, second down.
Wow, that's a huge call. You see Chris Godwin here in the slot, just trying to run a little rub. He has to avoid that contact. It's a design, once they know it's man, he's throwing that ball in the flat all day. You have to just make that look like a route, avoid that contact of the defender, and for a veteran player, that's just an easy play. It takes back a huge explosive. They struggle getting explosive plays. You finally get one, and it gets called back.
Yeah, 27 yards off the board, and they go backwards all the way back to the 18. Brady has time over the middle. Fournette makes a catch, and out near the original line of scrimmage. He had a career high in the receiving department last week with 90 receiving yards, and really big reason why the Bucs came back to win that game. They were down 10 against Arizona. All of a sudden, Brady just started finding Fournette, and they went down the field and came back.
He really was, and we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, Rachaad White kind of took a back seat, but it really is because Leonard Fournette took the game over, and just like you said, it was really as a receiver. Took a couple screens, took a couple short checkdowns where he broke tackles. They're going to need some of those plays today as they try to come back from 2 scores.
3rd and 10. Pressure. Brady is dropped. Second sack of the day by Carolina. I think Marquise Haynes is going to get credit for that one. And a punt coming up.
Yeah, anytime you play Tom Brady, you want to get people in his feet So you're going to see they're going to run these TE games. The ends are going to go down, and then the tackles, the inside players, are going to loop around. They want to get bodies around his feet, make him get off his spot, and then the speed coming around the edge by Marquise Haynes is enough to bring him down.
And so Camarda will punt from back at his own 2. And again, Andre Roberts returning today. He's been out all year. He's got 6 return touchdowns in his career. He's dangerous. Good high punt. Roberts going backwards and tackled immediately, and he loses the ball. Oh, and the Bucs come up with it.
Well, sometimes when your offense is struggling, one of the other sides of the ball has to make a play. Let's see if he's down. Nice coverage. Is it knee or? Yeah, his elbow's down.
Was down before the ball came out. It's first down, Carolina.
Yeah, they got away with one there. That was the momentum swing that this Tampa crowd's been waiting for. And you mentioned Roberts coming in, the veteran returner. He's fortunate that right elbow was down.
Oh, a lot of excitement for nothing. Panthers take over. Their lead, 14-0 in the second. Panthers in their football, 5:34 to go in the first half. Welcome to the booth. You talked about how you can't leave these games close for Brady to win it at the end, because that's what he's done a bunch of times this year and in his career. But Panthers have been aggressive. You called for it, and they're throwing the ball, and their play calling has been very aggressive.
Yeah, more often than not, if you play the style where we're just going to punt the ball back and volley the ball back and forth all game and hope to win one at the end.
Yeah.
When you're playing against Tom Brady, more times than not, that's not going to go in your favor. So I think Carolina's approach, even once they got the 7-0 lead, just continue to be aggressive, especially on those early downs. Because when this thing gets to the fourth quarter, if it's within one score, that guy on the other sideline's pretty good.
First, they're looking to do a little wildcat. Now it's DJ Moore. And there's nothing there. Bucs played it well. I don't know if Moore was intending to throw that one or just Tampa played it well.
Yeah, it's one of those plays all week in practice on the scout team. You feel great about it. It's going to be a big trick play. They call it a special. Then McAdoo didn't quite work out the way. Ended up losing a yard.
You know, Moore has had a good half, 4 catches, 56 yards and a touchdown. And he had said he's kind of had a resurgence. Look, he's an all-around player. He'll block, he'll do whatever you want. But since Darnold has started at quarterback, they've had a really good connection the last month. Little pitch. Foreman. Not much. Think about the last time they met. Carolina ran for 173 yards. Tough sledding today. They're only averaging 2.5 a carry.
It is, and we talked to Todd Bowles, and we asked him, we said, what is the balance when you know a team wants to come in and be so clearly a run-first mentality approach? How do you find that balance between not selling out to say, all right, we're not going to let you run the ball at us, but then as we've seen, give up some deep throws, give up some plays on the back end. So I think they're still trying to figure out what are we willing to allow on the ground so we aren't susceptible on the back end to the pass.
Third and long. Going to give to Hubbard, who's got a chance. Hubbard slashing forward, and he's really close. I think a little short. Yeah, he's going to be about a half yard short. Almost got the Bucs by surprise there.
Yeah, they started out with 4 wide empty. They motioned Chuba Hubbard back to the backfield, and I think Tampa was playing for the pass there and setting themselves up here, a 4th and 1. This goes back to how aggressive do you want to be right around midfield.
And so they send out the punt team.
They don't have enough men on the field.
Yeah, a little confusion.
They're going to have to take, Carolina's going to have to take a timeout. Yeah, they're just going to let the play clock run down here. And
oh, no, they do take a timeout. So they choose to take one, and so will we. We'll be right back after this message from Progressive.
Hey, thanks for helping me out.
Of course. You can easily get helpful customer service over the phone or on the Progressive app, pretty much anywhere. Even at the library or the coffee shop. Get great customer support at the park or at this coffee shop.
Why would we go to a different coffee shop?
Mobile order for J Money.
Thank you.
So is one of these places going to be my car again, or?
Right. Even at your car. Come on, I saw you eyeing these scones earlier. Huh? Huh?
All right.
You get it.
After the timeout, 4th and 1 for the Panthers. And Hecker to boot it away. High. Deep kick, but it takes a Buccaneers bounce into the end zone. And so they'll start on their own 20. Well, the Panthers have gotten some pressure on Brady. They've sacked him twice here today. He's tough to sack because he gets rid of it so quick.
He has. He's getting rid of the ball faster than any quarterback in the NFL up to today, but the Panthers have been able to get around him. And the biggest thing you see there on every one of them, they're making him move off his initial spot. So every defensive line coach in the league on their practice fields, they got a big X painted on the ground. That's symbolic of where the quarterback is. Get him off of his X. No truer quarterback to do that against than Brady.
This time with time, can't find anyone. Godwin was the closest receiver, but no one really open.
You see Brady staying in this no huddle. It's less about the time remaining. There's 3 minutes. You can see they're still taking their time. They're not in a hurry. This is more about establishing a little rhythm, especially in the passing game.
4-man rush, Brady over the middle, quick hitter up to the 25. And it's Otten who makes the catch. 3rd down and 5 coming up. Brady 11 for 16, but just 114 yards so far. Stands in, delivers Godwin. 1st down. Up across the 35.
Nice job there by Chris Godwin, just sensing the zone. Jeremy Chin playing down there in that nickel spot. You see him there again.
Brady loading up, going deep. Evans is open. He's got it. In for the touchdown.
Well, we've said it a bunch of times. I don't care how many he drops or how many are incomplete. You have to continue to give one of your best players, one of the top receivers in the league, chances to do what he does best, which is down the field, vertical routes, and he just straight runs by Keith Taylor. We mentioned how big of a matchup that was going to be with J.C. Horn out, and Mike Evans, there's no move, no stutter. He just flat runs by him, and if Tampa Bay ever needed a play to kind of get this season on track here, that was it.
Extra point is up and good. 63 yards up top to Mike Evans, a season long for him and for Brady, and it all started with time to throw, which he had that time.
Yeah, nice job here. You can see at the top, they're going to take Cade Otton. He's going to chip Brian Burns, so he's late to add. That leaves only 3 rushers. Tom Brady's got a ton of time. That's as fast and explosive as Mike Evans has looked, and a fan in the crowd, she just got her day made. Mike Evans giving a souvenir to a big Bucs fan. We got ourselves a game.
It's been a long time for Mike Evans. He hasn't had a touchdown, it seems like forever. The first month of the season since week 4. There's a touchdown machine in his career. And so he gets one there, and that's just got to feel so good. It also puts him over 1,000 yards on the season, which is historic territory in its own right. We'll show you in just a moment. But, you know, we talked about those guys getting on the same page. At the big drop in week 7, he had the big drop here, and Brady has missed him multiple other times. Well, that has got to feel good. And now we got a game. Carolina's lead trimmed to 7.
You can't let lack of success at something you've been so good at, KB, which is the deep ball. You can't let that scare you away from continuing to do what you do best.
And this is why, because Evans now joining the elite of the elite company. You're talking about 9 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons. There's only 2 others that have done it. Hall of Famers, Jerry Rice, Tim Brown, and now there's Mike Evans.
Yeah, it's remarkable production from the day he got here. And again, we've showed it now. Keith Taylor he's more of a zone guy. He's more of a short route, get up and challenge. And Mike Evans just being able to get vertical, run right by him. And great ball by Brady. And you can see everyone on that Tampa Bay sideline just take a big, deep breath. They're now back in this game. And now how aggressive you want to be now if you're Steve Wilks and the Carolina Panthers having a chance before the 2-minute.
About to find out. Get it out to Shi Smith, who is tackled immediately after just a couple yards by Devin White. And that'll take us down to the 2-minute warning. So, a couple minutes to think about it. Panthers have 2 timeouts. Their football, but the Bucs on the board. 7-point game in Tampa.
More truck owners are switching to Ram, which means more people with holiday spirit are switching to Ram. And more people with not so much. More people who love the cold. And more people who don't. More good Samaritans. More good neighbors. And more people covered in tree sap are switching to Ram.
From early morning till late at night, I'm the hardest.
It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Michelob Ultra.
When you can barely smell your plug-in, what are your guests smelling? Try Febreze.
So Tampa Bay took a timeout just for the 2-minute warning. And we're back with 2:04. The ball is loose, and Darnold's in trouble, sitting on the ground. The Buccaneers have it. White's got it. Oh, my goodness, what a turn of events.
This is exactly what Carolina has not done since Sam Darnold has taken back over, and they've played a really clean brand of football. He mishandles the snap, and instead of just falling on it, he tries to pick it up, and Tampa Bay's right back in this one with a chance to tie it up before the half.
Bucs have some life.
All right, so we'll take you back to that last turnover, the fumble by Carolina. You can see Sam Darnold, look where his hands are in his eyes. Bradley Bozeman, the center, he kind of snaps it. It's hard to tell, but it doesn't look like Sam Darnold was expecting the ball, which explains why he was late to react. And then again, instead of just falling on it and cutting your losses, he tried to pick it up, and what a change of events over these last 3 plays.
Quick hitter, Evans again. Inside the 10 and spinning his way down to the 5. I mean, it's amazing. The Bucs had no juice whatsoever. They go up top to Evans. They get a fumble in the span of 30 seconds. Chance to tie it.
And you can see Brady is making a conscious effort to continue to feed the ball to Mike Evans. After the early incomplete on the deep pass in the first drive, he continues not only the long touchdown, but just continuing to feed him the ball, get his star receiver really feeling back into this game and develop a little bit of that rapport we're accustomed to seeing.
2nd and 3. It is Fournette. And it'll be 3rd down and about a yard. And a timeout on the field. Well, let's find out what's coming up. Verizon Halftime Show with Kurt Menefee and the guys.
Coming up on the Verizon Halftime Show, we'll update you on the playoff picture.
Woo! Happy Verizon Halftime Show, everybody!
Was that necessary?
No, it wasn't. Scared me.
We'll see you at the half.
Terry is a national treasure. Look forward to the halftime show. Kurt, Terry, Howie, Michael, and Jimmy will be with you. This game has gotten a lot more interesting the last minute. 1:17 to go, first half. Panthers use that timeout. Make it 3rd and 1 for the Bucs. They go jumbo formation here.
He's got one-on-one here at the bottom of the screen with Mike Evans.
Guess what? Might go that way. No, going the other way. End zone incomplete. Frankie Louvu, outstanding coverage on Cade Otton. And now here comes the field goal team. Wow.
Yeah. Wow, I'm surprised. Trying to get everyone packed in there tight. You saw Brady went to an alert. Typically on those plays, he's going to look out. Do I have a one-on-one to my outside with Mike Evans? All right, I don't like the leverage. He alerts it. Hard play action, trying to sneak the tight end Otton out. And I just think after that sudden change here with the turnover, you got a chance to tie this game up 4th and 1. Kind of surprised they're settling for this field goal.
Yeah, it's a 22-yard field goal for Suckup. Kick is up and good. It's almost disappointing if you're the Bucs. Panthers pulled them to 3 after that turnover. It's 14-10, and we'll be right back after this message from Allstate.
I'm the team mascot, and boy, am I running late. But I got lead in my foot and spirit in my fingers. Ow, what a hit. And if you have cut rate car insurance, the cost to cover that might tank your season. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem, like me. Woo!
Well, I don't know that Tom Brady loved the idea of not going for it on 4th and 1. It just kind of feel like they had the momentum, but they settled for the 22-yard field goal. You see, it's when the call came in. He didn't love it.
Yeah, I think if you're Carolina, that's a win.
Oh, my goodness.
You just dodged a huge bullet. You've dominated the entire first half, and then you give up the deep play to Mike Evans. The next series, you fumble. You go in 14-14. If you're Carolina, you're thinking, oh, my God, we just dominated the game, and we're in a tie. I think Tampa Bay kind of let them off the hook a little bit there, and the traditional approach is if I'm willing to throw it on 3rd and short, it's because I'm going to go for it on 4th, and I know I have that extra down.
But they do trim the lead to 4 with 1:09 to go in the half. Panthers have 1 timeout in the tank. And a little squib kit. Blackshear has a seam up across the 35 out to the 39 with 1:03 to go. Well, you've been talking all half, aggressive. Carolina's got to be aggressive. So after the turnover, but now pretty good field position, how aggressive has been McAdoo here?
Yeah, I think on this early down, I think I want a high percentage completion. But I think I'm going to try to steal 3 points. I'm going to try to get this ball into field goal range with that nice kickoff return, which was an interesting choice by Tampa to squib that. I don't know why you don't just kick that in the end zone and put them on the 25. Here they are almost at the 40. They still have a timeout in their pocket. They can throw the ball anywhere. I think you got to keep the pedal to the metal here and try to go steal some points.
Darnold, pressure, and he is dropped. Antoine Winfield.
Well, we've talked a lot about Antoine Winfield matching up in the slot, but he's also a great blitzer. But he's initially blocked. Chuba Hubbard does a nice job, but Sam Darnold has nowhere to go with the ball. Holds it a little, instead of checking it down or throwing it away, he holds it an extra count. And Antoine Winfield from his slot corner position with a huge sack. So now if you're Tampa, now you can go on the aggressor and see if you can get an extra possession out of this. And if you're Carolina, I imagine they're just going to sit on this ball and try to get to halftime.
Yeah, Bucs have 1 timeout left. That certainly changes the play calling thoughts, you would think, for Carolina. 2nd and 19. Now they're going to throw it. Pressure up the middle, set up a screen. Blackshear, he is hit immediately. Levante David, and the Panthers are going backwards.
Yeah, he gets out too wide. You see, he's got Bozeman trying to kick that block out. He's got to be inside. Blackshear's got to be inside the offensive lineman. The relationship between the back and his first lineman out on a screen is critical. And kind of surprised Tampa didn't elect to take their timeout.
Yeah, they've just let the clock run. Obviously, I think Carolina's happy to let it run down at this point. Bucs can stop it one more time, but we're down to 14 seconds left. They will run it. Hubbard, nowhere. Chugs his way to the 30, and now 4 seconds left. And they'll take that timeout. Yeah, it looks like Darnold's just going to stay out there and maybe dance a second and throw it away, and that'll be the half. At least that's the plan.
Yeah, I think the thought for the timeout usage is by using it after 3rd down, they think they're going to, about 4 seconds are on the clock. If they used it after 2nd down, then they don't have any more timeouts left. After that last run, Carolina could take every second of the play clock off, and I think if they do the math, it might have bought them an extra second or 2 to maybe try to set up some sort of punt block situation. But if I'm Carolina, I don't even know if I line up. I think I have some play here where Sam Darnold buys some time. He's going to try to throw this ball into the bleachers. The clock does not stop until the ball hits the ground, even if it's out of bounds. So, yeah, they're not going to line up the punt. They're going to try to just eat these 4 seconds regardless that it's 4th down.
Darnold just going to throw it deep out of bounds, and that will do it for the half, just like you said. So, Bucs had a little momentum at the end of the half, settled for the field goal though after the turnover, and it's still at the break. The Panthers in the lead, 14-10, as the Verizon halftime show with Kurt and the guys comes up after a word from your local Fox station. Panthers in front.
Any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the consent of NFL Productions is prohibited.
Stands in, delivers, end zone, it's caught for the touchdown. Darnold floating one more. He's got it. Brady loading up, going deep. Evans is open, in for the touchdown. Today's game flow brought to you by Progressive. It was a 14-0 lead for Carolina, but the Bucs with 10 points to close out the half. 4-point game. Bucs get the ball to start the third quarter. He's Greg, I'm Kevin. So Mike Evans started the game with a drop. We said he and Tom Brady have had a hard time connecting. They are starting to figure it out, it seems like.
Yeah, and that play really just changed the entire feel in this stadium. Yep. Erin mentioned it to us earlier. She said there's really no energy on the sideline for Tampa Bay. There was no energy in the crowd. Well, I'll tell you what, that crowd came to life when that deep ball. I think everyone took a collective sigh of relief. They got a little energy, got the field goal after the turnover late, and now we got ourselves a game.
Curious decision, though, at the end of the half. After the turnover, they had a 4th and 1. Todd Bowles elected to go for the field goal. I'm curious, Aaron Andrews, if he had anything to say to you about that decision.
Yeah, he certainly did. I asked him what was behind it, and he said at that time, despite the fact that the Bucs seemed to have all the momentum, he thought that was the best way to get some points. He also told me, I knew we were going to start this second half with the on the offense. So I said, again, at that time, I thought that was the best way for us to get on the scoreboard. He also told me, you know, like he said to us in our call, we have to control the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. Happy with the way the defense has done that, especially limiting the Carolina to 34 yards. But he continued to say we have to give Tom Brady time so guys can get open.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And make those big plays. See the first half stats. Carolina dominated the run game last time they played in that 21-3 win. Not today, as Aaron just told you about. The Bucs passing game with Evans and Brady came alive. And they will start with the football here in this third quarter. Sun is out. It is humid on a New Year's Day. Happy New Year's to you. And thanks for tuning in as we go downstairs to Tom.
Kevin, talking to Steve Wilkes coming out at half, the last point he made was the strongest point he made. You can't ever forget that the guy on the other side is the greatest ever to do it. That's got to inform every decision you make to stay aggressive. The simple, most important thing we can do. He said, got to get the run game going. They're loading the box. He understands that. We also can't give up shots over the top. But he likes where they are right now. The most important impulse, stay aggressive in this game and let it hang.
And now see the Bucs offense continues that momentum. Try on the run with Rashad White, and it's just not there. And that has been the story the entire year. The run game today for both teams has been not so great. Carolina, they're averaging 2.6 a carry. The Bucs, 12 rushes, 1.6 a carry.
And I think the question both offensive coordinators need to ask themselves, is the run game not there because the opposing defense is just really selling out and putting too many bodies in the box for us to block, and as a result, not having much success? Or are we just not blocking and we're not executing? If they're loading up to take the run away, we've seen both teams take advantage with the passing game.
Brady has it blocked, dumps it off to White, across to 30, still on his feet. Nice play. First down, Rashad White.
Yeah, this is as good as handing him the ball. Oftentimes, the back checks out right in front of the quarterback, 3 or 4 yards down the field, get it to him quickly in space, and that just becomes a long handoff. And I think as the run game, if it continues to struggle, especially on first and second down, those checks, those screens, those quick smokes to the outside, that needs to be Tampa Bay's offense to make sure they don't put themselves in third and must pass.
Back to the ground, back to a gain of a yard. You know, it's interesting for White, guy that, rookie who did not really play much at the beginning of the year, and he's got 48 catches now. Yeah, and you remember you go back to one of Brady's heroics, and he's had a couple in this time, but against New Orleans, he wanted White on the field for the last play. He ended up catching the game-winning touchdown at the end of that game.
Yeah, and I think that's very telling for a young rookie to have that level of trust with his quarterback. For Tom Brady to go to the sideline and say, no, I want him in the huddle. He needs to run this play, and he's the hero. He catches a touch. I think it's a credit to his maturity and what he's done as a rookie.
Third rounder, Arizona State. Brady tipped in the air. Keefe, that was a hot one, couldn't handle it. And now 3rd and long. Could have been a big gainer, too.
Yeah, what was interesting, before that play, Kyle Rudolph, you see the ball just go off Keefe's fingertips. Before that play, Kyle Rudolph was on the field, and they kind of did like a who's on first skit where they couldn't decide which of them was going to stay in the huddle. Kyle Rudolph came off, and of course, they threw that guy the ball.
Tampa just 2 of 8 on 3rd down today. Brady has a man open and couldn't connect with Otten. He tripped and fell down. And it's an ugly series after the initial first down by White. And here comes a punt.
Well, you can see Tom Brady. He's furious. Cade Otton's going to come here. He's wide open. They call this green grass. If you have green grass out in front of you, just keep running. Just keep running. There's no one out there. You see Brady pointing, saying, go. There's no reason to stop. The rule is you have open space, take it. Stay on the move, be friendly to the quarterback, and next thing you know, you put the brakes on and the quarterback throws it out in front. Instead of picking up a first down, you're punting.
Yeah, 2 potential big plays to 2 rookie tight ends, and they convert neither of them. Here's Roberts on a fair catch, just so at the 15. And the Panthers have their first possession of the second half. But Brady is upset. A couple big plays left on the turf in that drive. Panthers football in their lead.
Yeah, when we see Sam Darnold at his best, it's when he's playing within the confines of this scheme. First play of the game, play action. Everyone's coming in knowing that the run game's a priority. Simple play action pass, completion to DJ Moore. This was a critical must-have at 4th down. He feels the pressure from his right. Watch him move. Buys time. Again, DJ Moore wins one-on-one. That's the play they're going to need out of Sam Darnold in this second half, playing within the confines of the system, but he's going to have to make some big-time throws, especially if this run game continues to struggle to find its footing.
Okie dokie, 1st and 10 for the Panthers. As a fake. Darnold, some pressure in his face, rolls around, looking, going to take it himself, show off the wheels. He's really good as a runner. It's almost sneaky good. You almost feel like he could do it more.
He is, and that's an element of why they've done such a good job Taylor making this system, is he's a great athlete. He's great off the move. He's great in play action because he's got great feet. You see it here. They're trying to set up a little quick action shot. Tampa does a nice job taking it away, but he's able to make 8 yards out of it and set up a 2nd and 2.
Said, I like the running. I like the zone reads, but the QB power, he's like, I'm not Cam Newton.
He's not ready for that.
Let's take it easy.
But this is where they need to take their shots. This down and distance is what it's made for.
2nd and 2. Foreman. He's yet to get going today, but that'll be enough to move the chains. Foreman's a guy that he likes to get a bunch of carries, right? It's only his 7th carry today. And now the Panthers going to go no huddle. 7 carries, 17 yards for Foreman. Ben McAdoo told us really when he gets 12 and above, that's when he starts to kind of get that, he said, get that train rolling. Darnold, near side Moore, back shoulder a little short as Dean have the coverage. 2nd down.
Yeah, I think as this game goes on, if you're Carolina, you find yourself in 2nd and short on that last possession, and yeah, it's nice. You pick up the first down, you get 3 yards. But on 2nd and short, those are the times you want to go deep. That's when you want to unleash this passing game. 2nd and 10, 3rd and long, that traditional style passing game is not what Carolina wants to major in, and they're going to have to pick their shots on those early downs. That's where Sam Darnold's been his best, and that's where Tampa is the most susceptible in the passing game. Tampa has no safety back here. They are in straight quarters across the field.
Three-man rush. Darnold over the middle. Finds a seam and delivers. It's Ricci, the fullback. Giovanni Ricci in stride and a beauty.
Well, we showed you pre-snap. See, there's no one back here. Safety so wide, other safety. They're almost out by the numbers, and Ricci just runs right down the middle of the field. I think what happened was they got caught in an empty formation, Kev, where they had big people, fullbacks, tight ends on the field, and the way they had to match it with their safeties pulled them out of the middle. And nice job there by Sam Darnold, seeing it, getting rid of the ball on time for a big explosive pass play.
His 8th catch this year. He was a tight end in college. You could see it. 32 yards on the hookup. Fake to Hubbard. Darnold steps away from pressure, lofty deep, going end zone. It is intercepted. Sean Murphy Bunting got it.
Sean Murphy Bunting playing today. Carlton Davis, the starter. He's played well since coming back from injury. Todd Bowles told us his ability to play now has made a big impact on our secondary, and you see why.
Bucs D gets their 2nd turnover. Stops a promising drive for Carolina. Well, the Panthers have been a team in this stretch where they're playing so well. They have not turned the ball over. And Sam Darnold specifically has been great the 4 games he started. 0 turnovers until today, and really until the last 10 minutes. End of the half, he fumbled. He throws an interception here to Sean Murphy Bunting. Now the Bucs start on their own 2. Brady to throw, just get out of the end zone. Godwin makes a nice catch, 1st down and more. That'll give him plenty of room, but back to the play on the interception.
Yeah, just not a great throw by Darnold, but the read is actually perfect. He's got DJ Moore on this crosser. His eyes are on Antoine Winfield. When he jumps DJ Moore, it alerts the post over the top to Sullivan. He just doesn't get enough on it. You can see he just underthrows it. There's no ability for Sullivan to come back to the ball. This thing needs to be thrown 5-6 yards deep into the end zone, and it's either incomplete or your guy runs under it. Just good design, right read, just doesn't put enough on the ball.
Little flip coming near side. Get it to Julio Jones with that speed, and he's got a 1st down out across the 30. 13-yarder to Julio. Still shows you the flashes of that great speed he's had his entire career.
Yeah, this is a great play design. You're going to see they go counter right, and then they just have the reverse coming back with Julio to the left. Nice job by Donovan Smith. See him putting his hands up. He can't come back and crack block anymore. He just kind of shields his guy. And in 2 plays, you go from backed up on your 2, and now at least you've gotten the ball out. In the event you have to punt, you can flip the field.
23 good. 23 good. 49, ace. Chris, get off the ball.
Fournette. Little dance up the middle and shimmies his way to the 40. By the way, I love our audio there. How great, Brady. Hey, get off the ball to save a penalty there.
Yeah,
that's cool.
He moved Godwin off the ball because he knew Godwin was going to have to be part of the run scheme and cutting off the backside. And it's hard to do that when you're up on the ball. Those defenders get in the backfield so quick. So just Brady understanding something as simple as the ball's being run to the left. He wants that inside slot receiver to his right to be in the perfect spot.
Quick cadence this time. 2nd down throw. Godwin's got it. 1st down. Stays on his feet up to midfield. And starting this drive at the 2, the Bucs are finding a little rhythm here.
Yeah, and Carolina's going to have to make some adjustments here. There's way too much cushion. Look, he's 7-8 yards off of Godwin here. They've got to close down and come up and challenge these receivers. Take some of that space and air away, because when Tom Brady can just catch the ball and gun and get the ball out of his hand with all that space, that's just too easy. They've got to come up and challenge these guys, specifically on the outside. See it again here. Look how far off everybody is.
Pressure coming. Brady sees it, gets rid of it. Godwin again. Why not? Banged down right to the 41. It'll be 1 yard short of a 1st down. Well, starting this Wednesday, 16 celebrities try to endure the world's toughest military training. No special treatment, no prize to win, just survive. Don't miss the premiere of Special Forces, the world's toughest test, Wednesday on Fox.
I kind of thought you would do that show. I thought Fox, did they ask you to do that?
If my hotel room isn't the right temperature, I cringe. You think I'm going to do that?
Fair enough.
At least you. I can see you doing it.
I'd throw my back out episode 1.
No, you're a good tennis player. I've seen that in person.
Just ask our director, Rich Russo.
He also has seen it. 2nd and 1. Here's Fournette's got a first down.
Carolina's defense needs to regroup here. They're reeling a little bit. Tampa seems to have found a little rhythm offensively. Some of the short run after catch passes. Saw the reverse to Julio. Now the run game starting to gain some traction. Carolina's defense needs to hang in. The offense has made some inopportune turnovers. They've got to keep this team in the game.
On the fake. Brady over the middle. Oh, good catch. Mike Evans, go up and get it. First down inside the 25. He's got 14 more.
Well, Tom Brady's been doing this for 25 years. It's just a short play action. They call that a short 8, meaning he's going to take 3 revolutions on his 3rd right foot. He's going to just run a quick little slant post, and that ball's on time, high, extended catch. And this is the Mike Evans we've been accustomed to seeing over the last pretty much 8 years of his career, and seems like him and Brady are starting to find a little rapport here today.
I think it's the best thing that's happened so far for Tampa Bay, which, remember, if they win today, they clinch the division and a playoff berth. Fournette, left side, inside the 20. A little preemptive fireworks. Maybe they're predicting a touchdown. Is that what's going on
I'm
here?
not sure. I think the cannon guy got a little excited.
I mean, it was a nice run. It was 4 yards.
Yeah,
it was
2nd and 6, bud. Relax.
I would fire their cannon on maybe like a 15-yard run. So 2nd and 6. 10th play of this drive right here. Brady. And it is held onto and caught. White. Good grab. That'll be 3rd and short. And now White kind of shaking that arm there. Got banged up at the end of that. Is that usually a stinger?
Yeah, it looks like he's got one of the old stingers. He's waiting for that feeling to come back in his hand. That thing started all the way up in his neck, and I hope that wears out. But this is a critical 3rd down here. Carolina's defense needs to make a stand. This drive started on the -2.
Brady to throw it over the middle. Tipped and incomplete. On the intended receiver. Now that's twice that those two have not been on the same page. And now 4th down, where Bowles elected a field goal earlier. What does he do now?
And you see Kate Otten. He just doesn't get his head around. I don't think he's expecting the ball. Well, before the first half, Aaron asked him, why'd you settle for that field goal? He said, we just thought it was our best chance to kind of close the gap. And he's got another 4th down decision right here. And by the looks of it, they're going for it. Just can't give up the easy throws if you're Carolina.
It's blocked. Brady near side. Caught. Gage. First down. Penalty as well. And so let's see what this call is. Carolina says it's on the Bucs.
Well, there was a big collision. Carolina did a great job passing it off. Number 42, Sam Franklin. Watch, they're trying to slip Gage into the flat, but look at Franklin. Big contact, so I don't know if they're going to call that. It's at the line of scrimmage, so I don't know if that's a foul or not, because it did not happen more than 1 yard past the line of scrimmage. So let's see what they're talking about.
Well, while they talk, let's see.
There's no foul for offensive pass interference. Holding, defense.
So it looks like that play, obviously, is Tampa will continue the drive.
Holding, defense number 25. That penalty has declined. Results of the play, first down.
There you go. Mike Pereira, do you like the no calls? We take a look at Fournette here.
Absolutely, and I love that Greg Olsen was all over this call, by the way, because you get that 1 yard leniency basically on offensive pass interference. That's at the line of scrimmage and not a foul.
All right, so 4th down conversion. 1st and goal, Bucs. Fournette, who just had that great block. Tough sledding right into Frankie Louvu.
Give credit where credit's due. Franklin, you can see, he got knocked over by Gage on the collision at the line of scrimmage. They were playing for that fast motion flat route. They're going to run 2 little pick routes and try to get the ball quickly in the flat. He knew it was coming. If he just keeps his feet, the play's defended.
Godwin in the backfield. Now we'll motion out. 2nd and goal. Brady, pressure up the middle, running, throwing on the run, incomplete. Tried to get Otten again, but really was no opening there, and it's 3rd and goal. Cade Otten has 5 targets now and just 1 catch for 5 yards. So now what? In the red zone where the Bucs have really struggled, just 21st in the league. Last year they were 2nd. Huge play. 3rd and goal. Brady all day looking, lofting, just getting rid of it. Nobody home. Xavier Woods pumping his fist in celebration.
You can see Brady here. He's mad. He thinks Derek Brown pushes him late. I think it's a good no call, but you see Brady, he's fired up. Derek Brown's like, what? Just put my hands on you. I mean, we've seen crazier roughing calls this year, so I don't know if anyone really knows what roughing the passer is, but it's a pretty big stand there if you're Carolina. They were on their heels that entire drive, and to force them to a field goal is a win.
Yeah, 26-yarder. It is blocked. How about that? A 15-play drive, and Derek Brown gets his hands on it. 15 plays, started at the 2, no points, and Derek Brown's block keeps the Panthers in front by 4. Wow. Up there to block it, and it turns out it was Yetur Gross-Matos who blocked it, and Brown ended up recovering. There it is, got up there. He's got a sack today. So think about this. After the great block, a 26-yarder block, which is rare in its own right. You see Brown got it at the end. But for the Bucs, you want to talk about demoralizing. They go 15 plays, 90 yards, took 7 minutes and 12 seconds, and they get nothing.
And it's by far the best they've looked offensively all day. So it's your best drive. You get the 4th down conversion. You're feeling like you're finally starting to find your rhythm, spreading the ball around, and come away with a field goal attempt that gets blocked. You're right. It takes a lot of wind out of your sails as an offense.
Now Foreman running into a wall and breaking some tackles out to the 15. Well, look at the NFC South standings coming on in. And again, what's at stake? The Buccaneers win and they win the division. They're in the playoffs. Carolina wins today and they win next week. They win the division and are in. And the Saints are not out of it. They need some help. But they're leading Philadelphia 13-10 and a shocker in Philly. The Eagles need that win to get the #1 seed to secure it. And so everything is still at stake right now. Foreman again, up the middle, and now some holes in the run game, and a first down for Deontay Foreman, who has got his best 2 runs of the day.
And I think right now, Ben McAdoo and Steve Wilkes, if they had their way, this offensive line and run game, they'd love it for it to come, kind of come to life. Cam Irving's reporting is eligible. They're bringing the 6 offensive linemen in. Sam Darnold's had 7 offensive linemen. Got a bunch of big bodies out there. So yeah, they're going to go to the ground and pound. They want to settle Sam Darnold down after the 2 turnovers and reestablish their commitment to the run game.
They use Cade Mays as a fullback. He's a backup center. They do this a lot. They fake it. They're going to throw it. Darnold going deep. DJ Moore, it's underthrown. Moore comes back to get it. What a grab and adjustment by DJ Moore.
Well, the only thing that kept that from being a touchdown was the pressure inside. They get to Darnold. Vita Vea gets a hit on him as he releases the ball. That's why it's underthrown. A little double move. He's clearly past Jamel Dean, and what a reaction, what an adjustment to come back aggressive to that ball.
Oh, man.
I mean, we've talked about DJ Moore a lot today. he's made some impressive plays, maybe none bigger than that one.
47 yards. He's up over 100 yards on the day now, and a touchdown. Play clock winding down. Get it off to Foreman. And not much. Penalty flag as well. Back behind the line of scrimmage.
Holding offense. Number 79. 10-yard penalty. First down.
That's Ike Ekwonu, the rookie, first-round draft pick.
You can see he gets beat across his face, and he just kind of takes that inside right arm and wraps it around Golston's waist. That's, they're in field goal range at the minimum to start. Now that field goal obviously knocks them back, so they got some work to do if they want to at least get a field goal attempt out of this drive following the big DJ Moore completion.
Four-man rush. Darnold, pressure, fires. Moore couldn't hang on. Penalty, though, from the secondary. That was a hot pass from Darnold. This one could be on the Bucs.
Yeah, matchup we've seen all day. Winfield in the slot on DJ Moore. Kind of gets that left arm wrapped around him. You got to imagine that's
holding. Defense. Number 31. 5-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Antoine Winfield is a heck of a player. He has actually played in the slot a lot this year because of the addition of Logan Ryan, and he's so versatile. But he's had his hands full today.
He has, and it's just, he's a safety by trade, and a very good one, as you mentioned. He's very good in coverage. We've seen him blitz, get to the quarterback. But that's a tough matchup for the opposing team's number one receiver in DJ Moore, who can line up really anywhere, to be matched up with a safety, play in, play out. It's not typically the matchup you want out of your safety position.
So kind of erases the holding penalty. Quick hitter to Moore. Stiff arm on his feet. DJ Moore, first down and taken out of bounds. And a penalty, maybe a face mask at the end or a horse collar. Let's see. Kind of went down awkwardly. Jamel Dean got there at the end. It's first down and maybe an addition.
There's no foul for a horse collar tackle. Result of the play is a first down.
Yeah, you looked from afar at how he went down. Now let's see.
Yeah, I think it was the right call. In live action, it looks like he grabbed the top of his shoulder pad. Yeah, he grabbed like the back of his armhole. So good job there by the officials to get that right. But DJ Moore, we mentioned earlier, when he came into the league as a young player, that was what he did best. Get the ball in his hands and let him run after the catch. And he is strong. He's built like a running back, and out on the perimeter for some of these defensive backs, he's a tough task to tackle.
Yeah, Mike Pereira agrees with the call as well. You got to get the inside, you got to get the nameplate to yank him down for that to be a penalty. Moore's got 6 catches, 117 yards. Final 15 seconds of this third quarter. Pitch it to Foreman. Cuts up the field inside the 20. And that should be the end of this third quarter. Well, DJ Moore is putting his stamp on this game, going up top, coming back to get a 47-yarder, and the Panthers with a 4-point lead looking to add on as we end the third. They fired Matt Rule. Steve Wilkes, who had plenty of experience in Carolina with you, Greg Olson, coaching that defense with Ron Rivera, and then he's on the staff. He takes over a head coaching job, and they're 5-5, and if they win today, if they win next week, they win the division and they're in the playoffs. Up by 4 here to start the fourth after a couple of big plays by DJ Moore. Darnold lofting end zone, and it's knocked away. Murphy Bunting had the interception before. That's a heck of a play as Marshall was open. Third down.
Yeah, you mentioned Steve Wilkes, and what's really incredible is his journey to get to here today to be the interim coach of the Carolina Panthers. He's from West Charlotte, the West Charlotte High School, born and raised. He's a local guy, and they ask him, they say, do you want to be a head coach in the NFL again? He says, I want to be the head coach of the Carolina Panthers. Like, being a head coach in Charlotte means more to him than just being one of 32, and you can't say enough about the job that he's done, and got to imagine he's going to get strong consideration to get that interim tag taken off.
Third down. Darnold fires one, caught for the touchdown. A rocket from Darnold, and Shi Smith has it.
When he threw this ball, I wasn't so sure, but take a look at the safety. Mike Edwards in the back, number 32. Watch him jump the underneath route by Tommy Tremble. Right here, he's going to run a dig, and he's going to jump it. The anticipation of this throw to put it over the top of Edwards and Tremble into Smith's chest, I mean, that's a big time. That's a big time read and throw by Sam Darnold, and what an answer.
Think about this. The Bucs went 90 yards. They got a field goal block. What do the Panthers do? They go 91 yards, and Darnold with this rocket to Shi Smith for a touchdown. And Ben McAdoo, the towel is working, Ben.
I'll speak for everybody in that locker room and say that, we want Coach Wilkes to be our next head coach. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's Carolina defensive tackle Derek Brown, who was talking about Steve Wilkes. He wants him to become the full-time head coach. Interim now, taking over for the fired Matt Rule, and he's in pretty good shape right here with a 21-10 lead over the Bucs. A win today and a win next week, and they win the division, which is amazing considering how the season started at 1-5. And now the Bucs have work to do. That throw by Darnold was insane, Greg.
And it was, I'll tell you, the most impressive part, keep your eyes here on Mike Edwards, the safety. I think he thinks Darnold is throwing this ball on the shallow cross here, the shorter cross to Tommy Tremble. When this ball's thrown, watch him jump this. I think he thinks the ball's going there. He puts just enough pace and arc on it, and it goes right over his head. But I think when Darnold took his hand off to rip it, I think Mike Edwards was thinking pick.
So now it's Brady back to throw, and Brady lofted one near side, and that is incomplete, but early contact. You saw it. Miles Hartsfield tried to get to the ball. Cade Otton was in the way. And it's going to be
pass interference. Defense, number 38. Ball's placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic, first down.
Yeah, he just gets there a tick too early. I think if he goes up and tries to play the ball, I think he's got a better shot at it. Instead, he goes right through the back of Cade Otton. He clearly gets there a count too early, and it's an easy call.
Swing it out to White, who's back in the game. Nice tackle. Wow. Henry Anderson raced out from the defensive end spot to bring him down. I was going to say White had that stinger, but obviously back in the game. But what a play by Anderson.
It's a great play. I mean, for a defensive lineman to peel on a back as fast as White and chase him down, that was impressive.
Pressure. Brady hit as he throws. Evans comes back to help him out and grab it. Now Evans has it up to the 43. It'll be third down.
Yeah, Brian Burns, another example of those TE stunts. Burns comes unblocked on the inside move. Brady feels it. And again, him and Evans, this connection, we've said it time and time again, they're starting to get on the same page at the right time.
Third down here. All day. Brady letting it fly. Evans is open again. He's got it. Evans inside the 10, and he scores. I think they're back.
I think so. I'll tell you what, this has been what that offense is missing the entire season. The deep ball, the connection between Brady and Mike Evans, and for whatever reason, C.J. Henderson just kind of stops. I don't know what he's doing. He's up in press. Carry him down the field. I'm not sure what would cause him to stop, and now Brady's got them huddled up. They're going to go for two here and try to make this a 3-point game.
1 for 5 on 2-point tries on the year. Fake to Jones. Brady pressure through, incomplete. Godwin tried to grab it with one hand, and so it'll stay a 5-point game. And now Godwin is hurt. But the 57-yard touchdown to Mike Evans. He's got one from 57. He's got one from 63. And the Bucs answer right back. Been so great since Brady came to Tampa Bay. This year, since middle of the year, they've just been off. Well, you know what? The narrative's over. Mike Evans having his best day of the season. 8 catches, 170 yards, 2 touchdowns, and those two back together, It's maybe the scariest thing for the NFC because all of a sudden the light switch is back on, and the Bucs needed it with a big answer to the Panthers' 91-yard drive. 2-point try, no good. And so it's a 5-point game with 13:49 to play. Bucs win, they win the division. Carolina needs to keep their season alive for a chance with a win today. Well, let's go back to the first touchdown from Brady to Evans. He asked Tom Brady, how good is the arm still? I'd say pretty good, because he threw this one in the air 57.6 yards.
Yeah, it's really impressive. I mean, at any age, that's a big-time throw, but at this stage in his career, what else can you say? But the fact that that's the longest touchdown he's had in now over 5 years is pretty remarkable, and as you said, it's coming at the right time.
Next Gen Stats powered by AWS. And so a little drama in this one with the NFC South on the line. Crowd is into it. Darnold, a lot of time. Now just goes to the far side, has a catch to Ian Thomas, a tight end, who's up for a 9-yard gain. All right, so that was the first touchdown. How about this touchdown to Evans?
Yeah, and a lot's been made about Tom Brady getting rid of the ball so fast, so fast. This play is all because, look, 1 hop, 2 hop, 3 hop. He takes 4 hops because the defensive line can't get home. C.J. Henderson, for whatever reason, looks back, thinks the play is over. Brady has time to start all the way on his left and work all the way across the field. And it's a credit to his offensive line. They've been banged up. We started the show talking about how important they were going to be, and that play is all based on Brady having the patience and time to go through his entire full field progression.
Jumbo formation, they'll run it with it, and Foreman is, I don't think, going to get there. And so it'll be a 3rd down and a 1.5 feet or so.
Tampa's got all their big bodies on the line. Vita Vea right on the nose.
Foreman got the first down. Boy, he was patient there. Didn't see it right away, but he did enough. Drive continues.
First-round draft pick, Ike Ekwonu. Watch the job he does here on Golston. That's the block that distorts the entire lane. He takes Golston all the way onto the other side of the hash, and that's right where Foreman's going to take this. Give credit to him. That's a young rookie. He's a very good run blocker, continuing to get better in pass protection there at left tackle. But on what seems like a critical point in the game, that's a big-time run block to pick up the first down.
On the fake to Foreman. Darnold turns the hips around, has Tremble with a touchdown earlier in the game. He's out up to the 43. Going to pick up 6 yards. Darnold has spread it around today. 9 different receivers have caught a pass.
Yeah, and what I like is Ben McAdoo, the last 2 first downs, they passed the ball. And I think that's something they have to continue to keep in mind is, yes, you want to be a run-heavy team, but the best opportunity to pass the ball in the NFL is on run downs, and 1st and 10 is one of those run downs.
Foreman in trouble, and he's dropped for a loss. Oh, Golston was there, played it well.
All right, you want to see how you bounce back? Same 2 guys, Golston, Ike Ekwonu. We just showed the great block. Well, now we got to give credit to William Golston. He just flat out beats him that time. He says, "No, rookie, you're not blocking me twice in a row," and sets up a critical 3rd down.
Play clock's at 0.
Delay a game.
Wow.
Offense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
I mean, you go 3rd and 5 to 3rd and 10.
Yeah, I mean, of course Sam Darnold needs to find those clock with his eyes, but somebody on the sideline has to help him. It's a critical part in the game, the fourth quarter, trying to hang on to a lead, and somebody's got to take a timeout. Someone needs to understand where the play clock is, and now you got yourself in 3rd and 10. It's a big error.
Four-man rush. Darnold senses pressure. He's in trouble. Nelson is coming on the run. Throw incomplete. Late pressure from Anthony Nelson forced his hand. And that penalty, and the Bucs defense will force a punt.
Yeah, the penalty changes everything. Your 3rd and 5 call sheet list, you have a lot of options. There's a lot of places that you can go. But all of a sudden, you get to 3rd and 10, and you're asking your offensive line to hang on to the ball an extra click. See Vita, he's pushing the pocket. Pushes him kind of right into Tryon Shoyinka off the left side, and Tampa Bay's defense comes up with a big stop and give the ball back to Tom Brady in this offense.
Johnny Hecker to punt it away. Fair catch, Tompkins inside the 10. And so Tom Brady over 300 yards in the air, back on the field. Bucs down by 5, chance to clinch the division. If they win the NFC South, and they win back-to-back divisions for the first time ever. When they won the Super Bowl, people forget they didn't win the division. The Saints did. And you know, we came on the broadcast, you said the Bucs formula is simple. Defense keeps him in the game. Brady wins it in the end. Well, 9:53 to go. Bucs down by 5. Here is Fournette. But it is a familiar script. I mean, Brady this year, obviously they come back from 10 down the fourth quarter last week. They win in overtime. He's won 2 games with under 10 seconds left in the game.
Yeah, this is what they're majoring in. This is the style in which they've gotten used to playing.
Go quick. Back to throw over the middle. Good catch. Godwin hung on. First down. Tight window there. And Godwin has a 12-yard gain.
Yeah, really nice job here. That's hard inside leverage by Jeremy Chin, number 21. And Godwin, he's patient, sets his route up, and he knows when he wants to cross his face to regain leverage, he's got to fight through some contact, and he does.
Godwin again, wide open, and gets to the 28. Bucs going up tempo.
Yeah, this is at the end of every game in the fourth quarter, the games they've come back to win. The Saints a few weeks ago, last week against Arizona in overtime. It's this no-huddle style that they get into down late. They're very comfortable in this situation.
2nd and 2. Near side again. Fournette has a first down, and he is hit out of bounds. Gets up to about the 38.
This Carolina pass rush has to come to life. It seems like the last 3 or 4 drives, Brady's been able to just pat his feet, really go through his progression. They've got to find a way. Brian Burns isn't out there right now, but they got to find a way to get some bodies in his face.
Come with a blitz here, gets rid of it to Fournette, and a good strong tackle on the edge. Marquise Haynes made it. So they came, to your point, came a little pressure.
There you go. They need to keep changing it up. And Steve Wilkes and defensive corner Al Holcomb, who've taken over, got to continue to change up the looks. Safe, cautious space, playing deep. See, they have some guys worked up here inside. See if they come or drop.
Over the middle, good pass, and a catch. Gage has got it into Panthers territory, and a first down for the Bucs. 21 more for Brady.
Well, they bring the pressure inside, and they're dropping Brian Burns, the defensive end, but he just drops a little too wide. Brady sees it and is able to kind of throw right behind his ear there. But that's the zone they're telling Burns to drop. He's not typically a dropper. He's more of a pass rusher, but Brady takes advantage of the look.
Pressure coming this time. Brady unloads. Oh, nice catch. Cade Otton goes up and gets it. He's had a little bit of a struggle today, but that was really well done, and 12 more yards. Brady's up to 388 on the day.
Yeah, you mentioned it. It's a nice catch. Ball's a little high. Nice job there by Cade Otton being able to come down with that one. Fresh set of downs.
Panthers drop. Brady going deep. Evans again. He's got it.
Well, I don't know how much is left to be said. Brady knew right away he was going to Mike Evans here. Checks into the play, straight man, and the Panthers, just regardless of who they put on him on the outside, they just do not have an answer today for Mike Evans, who's gone completely insane with 200 yards.
30-yard score, his third of the day, and now they'll go for 2. Trying to make it a 3-point game. Brady slings it in there. They got the 2-pointer to Godwin. Well, I think the rest of the NFL just kind of taken back and saying, uh-oh. Brady and Evans have found it again. That changes the dynamic quite a bit, doesn't it?
It does, and take a look at this. Remember last time they ran a little stutter. This time, again, they're just going to run right by him. C.J. Henderson, even from an off position, and this 2-point throw. Great route there by Godwin. These Tampa fans are loving it, giving out balls all day here, and Carolina's got to respond. This offense needs to come back and answer, because this is the best Tampa's offense has looked in a long time.
Boy, oh boy. Mike Evans, 9 catches, 200 yards. Tom Brady, 418 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, and 1 happy camper with that young Tampa Bay Buck fan. I mean, you think about explosive plays, 20 yards in the air, 1 touchdown from the deep ball all year, 3 today, all of Mike Evans. I mean, all of a sudden, if Buck's going to do that again, I mean, that changes everything.
Byron Leftwich told us, and Erin said it in her open report. She said, we're gonna come out flying today. No more of this playing it conservative, and boy, did they ever. Brady has had all day to throw, and again, look at this protection. He can step up in the pocket. The interior of that offensive line has been great all day, and that's if you're going to get Brady. It's got to be up the middle. It's got to be around his feet, and specifically in this second half, he's had all day, and they have no answer for that connection with him and Mike Evans.
So now we've been talking all day about the job that Steve Wilks has done to get this team in position and chance at the playoffs. Now we'll see what Carolina's made of. Down by 3. Darnold on the fake, pressure in his face. He's in deep trouble and throws it away somehow with Tryon Shoyinka all over him. Brings up second down.
It's a nice job here by Tryon Shoyinka. He plays so many snaps. Him and Anthony Nelson, the 2 ends, they play almost every snap the last couple weeks, and they're starting to get a trend. Carolina, first down the last couple series, play action boot, getting him out on the edge, and that time Tryon Shoyinka does a nice job, and Darnold has no choice but to throw it away.
Darnold dumps it off to Hubbard. Hit down at the 30. Bring a 3rd down and 5.
Nice job there by Sam Darnold, trying to take a shot down the field. Real soft coverage. Everybody in Tampa had a lot of depth. Just check it down and give yourself a chance here on 3rd and 5.
Darnold, incomplete. I got tipped at the line, or just a misfire. Either way, it's 4th down and 5.
Yeah, it looked, he was trying to go to DJ Moore, who's just running kind of an option route right at the sticks, and he's just going to settle down. He was open. I think that ball might have been tipped, but that was a big drive for Carolina. Their defense is going to have to get them this ball back and come up with a stop, because these last couple possessions, this Tampa offense is starting to find its groove.
Second 3 and out of this half for Carolina. 5:53 to go. Shorter punt from Hecker this time. Tompkins going to let it go, and it's out of bounds. So the Bucs up 3, 5:45 to go, and their football is this NFL season finale. It's here. Race of the playoffs is on. Week 18 kicks off Saturday with a doubleheader on ESPN and ABC. It's followed by a full Sunday schedule of games on Fox, CBS, and NBC. Stay tuned tomorrow for the announcement of the full schedule. Look at these numbers. Brady going off. Evans, the beneficiary, 9 for 200. Best game of the year for him by far. Godwin has been reliable as ever. He's over 100 as well. Josh Norman in the game for only the second snap all day. I kind of thought we'd see him more. But here's Brady going the other side. Evans again. Why not? He's dominated today. And strength, power there. Gets up across the 35. And with the way the secondary is playing, get Norman in there now.
Yeah, I think so. I think they've really struggled on the outside. Both Taylor and C.J. Henderson getting run by. I think just getting a veteran guy out there who's going to go out and compete, understands what Wilkes wants to do. This is the game right here. If they allow Tampa to go down here and score again, it's going to be a tall task to come down from 2 scores. They got to bow up right here and get the ball back to Sam Darnold and that Carolina offense.
Here's White looking for a seam, and he's not going to get to the first down. Be a yard short. Shaq Thompson on the tackle, and we get a whistle on the field. At least I thought I heard a whistle. All right, maybe not. Clock continues to wind. 3rd and 1. Quarterback sneak for Brady, surging forward, and he's got it.
Yeah, Brady called that one himself. Byron Leftwich tried to send in a couple new players for a particular personnel grouping. Brady waved him off, took everybody right up on there and called his own number on the quarterback sneak.
And they officially say first down. Well, Tom Brady and the Bucs, if they hold on, they win the division. It'll be the 19th division title for Brady, who, by the way, last missed the playoffs when Sam Darnold was 5 years old. So it's been a while is what I'm telling you. Again, Bucs win, they're in. Carolina needs a win today and a win next week to get in. Pressure coming. Brady in trouble. Gets rid of it at no choice. Corey Littleton on the blitz. Well, Father Time knows most except for Tom Brady because he just defies it. It's incredible. Why are we showing you this? Because if you read the numbers, he's now spent more than half of his life in the NFL. And as we've seen today, he looks just as good. The arm is just fine. He's got 425 yards. He's trying to win his 19th division. I mean, share the secret with us all.
I'll tell you what, his biggest play of the game might be just seeing Corey Littleton unblocked on that last play. I don't know how he saw him out of the back of his head.
Quick hitter here, Godwin, far side. Godwin is finally stopped by Chin, but he does enough to pick up 7. It'll be 3rd down and 3.
He comes out and turns his back. You're going to see Littleton. He's at the top. He's going to turn his back and go play action. And somehow he sees him just enough. I mean, if he takes that sack, it almost kills this entire possession. And instead, now 2 plays later, they got themselves a chance here at 3rd and 3. Sometimes it's those little plays in the midst of a game that saves or salvages a drive, and they convert this. That might have been the play.
Blitz coming, 3rd and 3. Brady is down. He pump fake. He could not get rid of it, and Frankie Louvu gets a huge sack. And now there's a penalty. Hang on. Mike Pereira tells us it's going to be a delay on Brady for spiking the ball after the sack.
Delay a game. Offense number 12. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
Great blitz design. Steve Wilkes, the defensive coordinator, Al Holcomb. That's a great, I mean, you talk about dialing up at the right moment in the game. Critical 3rd down stop. He brings double A-gap pressure. You're going to see he's got 2 in the A-gap. Gets right in Brady's face. That's what you want. You want it up in his face, around his feet. He's got nowhere to go. And then you can see Brady there frustrated about the sack. And slams the ball down, and that's what they called the delay of game penalty. But talk about a big call, big pressure there, and give your offense a chance to at least go down and try to tie this thing up.
Here's the rookie Camarda to punt it away. Boy, it felt like Carolina's D was on their last legs, too. Monster play to give Sam Darnold a chance. Here's Roberts. Calls fair catch at the 23. Penalty. One fold, this one. Looks like the official has a hat off. That usually means someone stepped out. Let's see what happened on the outside here.
Yeah, so the hat off is telling him that he can't be the first to touch the ball. I think they're going to get hands to the face on McCollum. You can see he ended up knocking off his helmet.
Holding. Return team. Number 27. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Yes, I mean, you saw Carolina defender lose his helmet, but they're going to call holding on TJ Carey, 27. Carolina's going to have to start this drive backed up.
Well, 27 is TJ Carey on Carolina, but that was a really interesting play. It's a huge call because now the Panthers backed all the way up to the 13.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I saw that or not, but either way, Carolina's got a shot now.
2:32 to play. They've got all 3 timeouts. Blitz coming. Picked up. And Darnold hit. Ball is loose. Who's going to get it? Bucs say they've got it. They do. Vita Vea.
You're going to see Anthony Nelson just working on the rookie, Ike Ekwonu. He's got no help over there. He's on an island on the left side, and Sam Darnold just doesn't feel the pressure. Anthony Nelson attacks that throwing hand, and then it becomes a race for the ball, and the biggest guy in the field wins the race, Vita Vea. If you're Carolina now, as bad as things feel, you have no choice. You've got to force them to kick a field goal. You've got to keep this a 1-score game. You can stop the clock 4 more times, your 3 timeouts and your 2-minute warning. But if you're Tampa, you got to go for the jugular here and put this game away and score a touchdown.
Fournette will get it, dancing up the middle, and Fournette is in. Touchdown, Tampa.
Well, we said Fournette was the closer last week, and he's the closer again today. This is probably the best interior push Tampa has had all day. Just kind of keeps it right up there in that A gap between the center and the guard, and then it's just run through contact. You can see there was a lot of Carolina defenders taking a shot at him, but Fournette has just enough to punch it in and make this a 2-score game.
So Anthony Nelson had a strip sack last week, comes up with a strip sack here, which could seal it and win the division for Tampa Bay.
Just watch how many bodies Leonard Fournette runs through here. I mean, he got hit initially at like the 2.5-yard line and just took every Carolina defender with him for a big touchdown following the strip sack.
Extra point for the Bucs pending right here. Well, it's been the awakening of Mike Evans with Tom Brady. That's what this game's been about, is the Bucs trying to clinch the division and a playoff berth. And they're just confirming that Fournette got in. The signal on the field was touchdown. They obviously look at every score.
Yeah, that knee's down. It's hard to see with all those bodies if the ball crossed the goal line or not.
The previous play is under review.
Yeah, I mean, you saw, let's see, there's so many bodies in this shot. Again, the ruling on the field was touchdown. It's a big thing to know.
Yeah, you can see that left knee's down. You can see it right there, but from that angle, it's hard to really tell. I'll tell you what, though, if you're Carolina,
how about right here?
That knee is down. I think if you're Carolina, I don't think you love if this gets called back. It looks like he might be short, but I almost feel like if you're Carolina, the time means more. I mean, give them another down on the half-yard line. You got to assume Fournette will get it in. We'll go back to that big strip sack. You see Anthony Nelson working off the left side on the left tackle, the rookie Ike Ekwonu. He's got no help. Chuba Hubbard has to come up and block Levante David. That leaves Ike Ekwonu one-on-one on the left side, and Big Vita Vea is able to chase down the fumble to set up that Leonard Fournette touchdown as it stands right now.
As far as the game goes, I mean, look, we've been talking about this Bucs offense, right? They have been a shell of themselves at former times. They've pulled out games late, and the connection with Brady and Evans. Well, Mike Evans, 10 catches, 207 yards, 3 touchdowns. Tom Brady has 432 yards and 3 touchdowns, and the Bucs have put up 20 points in this fourth quarter to come back and try and snatch this from the Panthers. And, of course, as you said, the defense always kind of underrated, keeping them in these games. This is kind of a big memo to the rest of the NFC about the Bucs. It just feels like kind of a reawakening for them. As again, they continue to look at this touchdown, which was called on the field.
Yeah, and I think Carolina coming in.
After review, the runner was short of the goal line. Ball was placed a ball length away from the goal line. Game clock operator, please put 2:21 on the game clock, please. 2:21. Thank you.
Yeah, I think coming in, you can't stress enough. We mentioned it at the start of the show, the injury to J.C. Horn. They're young but super talented elite corner, former first-round pick from last year. The moving pieces in the secondary, I think Carolina realized coming in was not a matchup they were thrilled about. But the way this Tampa offense, and specifically the passing game, has looked, they thought they could survive it. But this was a coming out party for this Tampa Bay passing game.
Second and goal. Bucs by 3. 2:15 to go. And they don't have to run a play if they.
You got to imagine they're going to let it go to the 2-minute, no?
Yeah, if the Panthers aren't going to take a timeout, have to.
Yeah, just.
And they will save the timeouts. Give them something to think about over the 2-minute warning. And so the Buccaneers with a chance to clinch the division and a playoff spot today. It's Tom Brady and Mike Evans. They're back, baby. What an offensive explosion for the Bucs, and now trying to put it away against Carolina. You know, when Brady gives you the wink, things are going okay. And now a chance to really put this game away. Second and goal, up by 3. Division title on the line. Sneak. Brady. Is he in? Waiting for the signal. Don't have a signal yet. Touchdown. Brady's got 3 touchdowns in the air and 1 on the ground.
The third quarterback sneak we've seen out of Brady today. 2 for big first downs in the middle of the field, and none bigger than that one. On the verge of making this a 10-point game, and Carolina still's got a shot, but that's a tall task. Finding yourself down 10 with under 2 minutes.
Brady chance here in Tampa. And one of the gurus, Tom Moore, coming over.
Watch how low Brady gets here. You know the quarterback sneak's coming. Look how low. He's back at the knees of his center. Robert Hainsey, look how low he gets. His head is like underneath his body. Well done there by the old man.
Extra point is missed. Well, if you're just turning us on, the Bucs and their offense have come to life today. The Panthers have had some big plays in this game. DJ Moore, a monster game. Carolina went to Moore quite a bit, but Mike Evans, he and Tom Brady getting on the same page with a monster day. Darnold, though, engineering a 91-yard drive, and it seemed like Carolina was in control until that 57-yarder to Evans, and then another one in the fourth quarter, a 30-yarder. Brady has 63, 57, and 30-yard throwing scores to Mike Evans.
Yeah, I mean, it's very simple. This game came down to Carolina turning the ball over. That's something they have not done since Sam Darnold took back over about 4 or 5 weeks ago as the starting quarterback. They've protected the ball. And then Tampa Bay finding the explosive aspects of their passing game, specifically with Mike Evans. Carolina, the reality, they just had no answer at corner to stay with Mike Evans, and 207 yards on 10 catches. That's the kind of performance that they were looking for, and what better time for Tampa as they're looking to clinch a playoff berth on what's been a pretty up and down season overall.
Yep, and so now Carolina will need a miracle, down by 9. And they'll start on the 25. Oh, the fourth quarter, a 20-point explosion from Tampa. And you think about this, Carolina took the lead, a monster drive, was 21-10, and then on the next possession, 3rd and 5, they got a delay game penalty. Made it 3rd and 10, they punted away. And that felt like such a huge momentum at the time, and the Bucs took advantage of it. They've gone off since.
And it did. And the style of play that the Panthers are accustomed to these last few weeks when they've been winning, their margin for error has been a little small. Run game, don't turn the ball over. Run action types of passing, and finding yourself in 3rd and 10, that does seem like the critical point in the game.
Blitz coming. Darnold has to get rid of it. Does. Incomplete. And a penalty from the secondary, though, so hold on. As Darnold on his back.
Holding. Defense. Number 9. 5-yard penalty. First down.
It's on Joe Cheyenne Troyinka.
Yeah, you see Troy Shanka, he's dropping. Traditionally a pass rusher from that left outside spot. Not really sure. I mean, he got his hands on Tremble a little bit. Didn't look like he grabbed him, but nonetheless, 5-yard penalty, fresh set of downs.
Darnold spinning into trouble. Darnold is still alive, just gets rid of it to Hubbard. An amazing play. Hubbard stays in bounds, now he gets out. That was unbelievable by Darnold.
I mean, you said it. I mean, that he looked like he was sacked 4 different times. He had immediate pressure up the middle. He spins out right into the face of Anthony Nelson and then just runs through 3 Bucs attempts at tackling him, and he's able to spit it out to Hubbard, who is able to stop the clock by getting out of bounds. So they got a shot here right around midfield.
1:42 left. All 3 timeouts, down 2 possessions, though. Darnold over the middle. High! Nearly intercepted by Edwards.
Is trying to fit that ball into DJ Moore on the big, called a dig. They're trying to clear the middle out with the tight end, Tommy Tremble, and bring in DJ Moore behind him, and just kind of sails a little bit over his head, and he's lucky Edwards didn't pick it. He got both hands on it. But I think he's got to continue to test Tampa down the field with DJ Moore. DJ Moore has been the matchup all day in the passing game. They got to find DJ Moore, find that matchup, try to get an explosive chunk play.
Blitz. Darnold sees it, takes off, has some room, gets a first down, gets out of bounds to stop the clock.
Yeah, you mentioned it. Darnold saw the pressure coming off the slot. They drop here on the left side, and he just sees a huge void, and he's just going to take it. And you see he's got good awareness, making sure nobody's tracking him down from the outside. Get the first down, stop the clock.
Darnold gets it off to Hubbard again, and Hubbard's going to have to go out of bounds at about the 35. 1:25 to go.
Yeah, right now Sam Darnold has to understand with 3 timeouts, he's got the entire field to work with, but they're going to need to work fast. They're going to need to get this thing down there. They need to score twice. So there's two ways to go about it, right? Of course you want to score a touchdown onside kick, and you find yourself, only down 2. But even if they get down there on a 4th and long or something in field goal range, you can take the field goal and then just try to get the touchdown on the second time. Either way, they need to come away with points down here in their side of the field.
Darnold incomplete. They had been tipped at the line.
Yeah, I think he's lucky that it was. I'm not exactly sure where he was going with that ball, but they were pretty deep in the underneath coverage. Keem Hicks gets his big mitts up there and deflects it.
Third and 6. 1:20 left. They are in field goal range, to your point, albeit a long one.
Yeah, Darnold has to understand the worst thing here is taking a sack. He cannot take a sack. If he feels pressure, this ball needs to get out of his hand and give his team a chance at least a field goal.
Darnold over the middle has a completion. That's a first down. And Tremble's got it.
They're going to elect not to take a timeout here. Get up on the ball. They're going to clock it.
So here's the deal. If you just flipped us on, the Bucs up by 9, 1:04 to go. Panthers obviously in desperation mode. Tampa holds on. They win the division. They're in the playoffs.
Yeah, see, this is what we're talking about. You know, this is kind of the opposite train of thought. You think they're playing for a touchdown. They come up, they clock it. They're going to take the 3 points now. You either way have to get an onside kick, but now you can attempt an onside kick with about a minute as opposed to losing more time. So this is an interesting strategy. I think this is the right move.
44-yarder to keep the Panthers in this game. And the kick is up and no good, but a whistle blew. That play is not going to count. I'm still waiting for
delay a game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
They get a delay a game, and it's a good thing, unlike before when it killed them.
Yeah, the delay a game actually just saved the Panthers' season. Something else to keep in mind, he can make this field goal. You attempt the onside kick. If you don't get it,
still get
Carolina,
the ball back.
You can still get the ball back by using your 3 timeouts. Exactly right. So I think this is really good end-of-game strategy by Steve Wilkes and Carolina to at least maximize their opportunities here late.
First, you got to hit the field goal. 49-yarder. Eddie Pinheiro. Kick is up, and it is through. And so the Panthers aren't dead just yet. So the rare time or the delay of game helped you. And you go 5 yards back, and first kick was no good. That kick is good, and Panthers aren't done just yet. So they need a lot of help, obviously. But as you said, they would theoretically, if they don't get the onside kick, they would get the ball back. But there would be about 34 seconds left, and that would be a lot to ask. But hey, it's been a heck of a game.
It has. I mean, and it coming right down to the end. Brady's got the ball. Now this time it's a close game, but he's got the ball up a score.
Yeah.
So something we haven't seen these last couple weeks. He's used to getting the ball in a 2-minute mode and going down and trying to be the hero at the end. So give credit to Sam Darnold. That was a great drive there, converting some early first down, explosive plays, stopping the clock. They got all 3 timeouts, an onside attempt, And at the very least, they got a shot. They can hold them. They might have a chance to get the ball back, like you said, still down only one score.
First things first, onside kick. Carolina's 0 for 2 on tries this year. Mike Evans on the field on the hands team. In the arrow, little trickery coming near side, and it's recovered by Otten. Well done, did not let it get to 10 yards, which you don't have to do. But again, Carolina all 3 timeouts, so the game is not over just yet. They can get the ball back.
Yeah, you mentioned it. This is a great job at Cade Otten. Typically that front line, that's the blockers, right? They're trying to let Mike Evans recover it. But they teach you, if that ball's coming to you slow and you can get inside the 10-yard buffer where you can't be hit, it's an easy, free recovery because they are not allowed to make contact with you prior to you touching the ball. So you know you're protected. That's why they have Devin White, Cade Otten. They have some big athletic guys to recover that short on size. But here you go. This is going to be 3 runs in a row, you got to assume. And if Carolina wants any shot to get the ball back, you've got to stop him.
Yep, here is White. Dances away, broken tackle. White dives down, smartly in bounds. Boy, that was impressive in its own right. It's down to the 39 for 4 yards, and first time out by the Panthers. Well, Mike Evans, it's been his show today. You're talking getting on the same page with Tom Brady. Well, this will do it. 10 catches, 207 yards, 3 touchdowns, all of the long variety. And approaching career highs. His career best 12 catch, 209 yards. He's right there in both those categories. And I wonder if you, look, we know the Bucs, if they won today, won the division, but do you feel differently about the Bucs right now after seeing Mike Evans revitalized?
Yeah, how could you not?
Right?
Right. Oftentimes, it's not the teams that make the playoffs, it's the teams that make the playoffs playing their best.
Here's White trying to salt it away, won't get there. Another timeout with 46 seconds left.
If you're Todd Bowles and you're Tampa, to be able to clinch the division, if they're able to hold on to this one late, if they can win the division, understand that now they've finally got that momentum. They finally got that offensive spark that they've been looking for, that they've just been real slow and sluggish all season long. Now you feel much better about your chances hosting a playoff game. As it looks now, they'd be hosting the Dallas Cowboys.
You know, amazingly, the Eagles lost today to the Saints. So the number 1 seed is still up for grabs. Philadelphia would have to beat the Giants next week. Giants are in the playoffs. They beat the Colts. Lions kept their season alive with a rout of the Bears. So the Niners, Vikings, Cowboys can all get the number 1 seed still. And now you're talking Washington, Green Bay, Detroit, all in play. Seattle for that last spot. 3rd and 4 here.
Round 19.
Fournette trying to wrap it up. No, goes nowhere. Big stick that time by Miles Hartsfield and Brian Burns. And now the final timeout for Carolina.
All right, well, if you're Carolina, your end of game strategy of trying to squeeze 2 possessions out of this final minute of the game, you got it.
Well, you have to sell out punt block here,
You've got to sell out punt block and then assume if you can fair catch this ball somewhere around the 10, you got 90 yards, no timeouts, 30, 35 seconds. I mean, it's a tall task, but at least they gave themselves a shot with the way they handled that previous possession, settling for the early field goal, saving all 3 of their timeouts, and at least giving themselves a chance to have the ball down 6 and see if they have any magic in them.
So Jake Camarda try to place a perfect punt here.
Trying to see if they can get Carolina to jump. There's a lot of wiggling, moving, picking his head up and down. That's pretty crafty. They know they're going to take the onside. That long snapper, he's shaking.
Delay a game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
Yeah, you never know. One of those punt rush guys up front, they get a little antsy. They think they're going to sell out and go block it. You can see the long snapper. He's moving his head up and down. Look at him.
Yeah, that's all.
Oh, he's shaking. It's a vet move right there. He's seeing if he can get some movement. Credit to Carolina. They don't fall for it.
A little more room for Camarda. bobbles the ball. He's got a race for it. Camarda tries to get it off, kicks it, and it's an unbelievable job inside the 10. That is incredible. There's a penalty flag, though, on the field.
I think they're going to call a legal man downfield since he ended up punting the ball. But either way, he saved an absolute catastrophe with the bad snap. Oh, my gosh.
Jake Camarda. I mean, that effort was unbelievable. That was a disaster, and Carolina would have been in a pretty good spot.
I mean, watch this. Where's the guy off the edge? How do they not edge this?
Ineligible player downfield, number 41. It's a 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
I mean, you have to give credit where credit's due. That is an unbelievably athletic and heads-up play to not only get the ball off and not give them the ball around midfield, but he punted it down to the 1-yard line.
And he's running left, and he's a right-footed kicker.
That was remarkable. I mean, I don't want to sound dramatic, but he just made the play of the game.
You know, look, they drafted him in the 4th round. He ran a 4.5 at the combine for a punter. So
he needed every bit of that 4.5 too, because if he ran 4.65, Carolina's got the ball midfield.
That's just unbelievable. So now they punt it again. Zach Trenner will see if his snap could be a little bit better. And no drama on that one. Roberts calling fair catch.
Yeah, you're wondering what that penalty was. You'll see 41. The rule on the punt is only the 2 outside gunners, they call them, are allowed to be past the line of scrimmage when the ball is kicked. Everyone else has to wait, so you can clearly see he's 15, 20 yards downfield. And I think if you're Tampa, the entire team should be meeting him on the sideline. He just saved their hopes there.
Well, not sure what Sam Darnold has in terms of 92 yards in 26 seconds, but we're about to find out.
Yeah, and by replaying that down, they lost about an additional 8-9 seconds.
Yep. No timeouts. Pressure. Just has to get rid of it. Throws nearly intercepted. Winfield. And a penalty flag.
I think they're going to call DJ Moore for offensive pass interference.
Pass interference. Offense. Number 2. Half the distance to the goal. 1st down.
Yeah, he had no choice. If he doesn't pass interfere, that ball hits Winfield dead in the chest. So it's a great play by DJ Moore. He's got no choice but to turn into a defender there and at least give them a chance to maintain possession.
21 seconds left. Tom Brady and the Bucs trying to clinch the division. Get a playoff berth. Panthers season on the line. They lose. They will not be in the postseason.
You're going to see Tampa. They're going to line up everybody outside leverage. You've got to make Carolina pass this ball inside. Look how wide the corners are. Funnel everything into the middle of the field. Tackle them inbounds, and this one's about over.
Pressure. Darnold looking, throwing. It is caught inbounds though. Smith, 11 seconds. Will they have enough time? 8 seconds. 4 seconds. They amazingly get up to the line in time to spike it for one last hurrah.
Yeah, that was really well done. That was fast. I mean, he caught that ball at 13 seconds. That was a long way to run for those offensive linemen. So gave themselves now one shot at the end zone. He's going to have to throw this ball a good 65 yards. Give themselves a chance.
Just how good is Sam Darnold's arm? About to find out. 4 seconds left. They need a miracle. And Panthers moved.
False start. Offense, number 70. It's a 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
Now, there was no runoff there because the clock was stopped, so they get lucky. Just think about this if you're a Panthers fan. This was the one they tried to pull out of the fire. This is an unbelievable play at the end. More time. ties it on the bomb. He took his helmet off, so the penalty moved the extra point back, turned it into a 48-yarder. It was missed. That would have won the game. They lose in overtime. Otherwise, their season would still be alive if they don't win this. I mean, it's just crazy, the year for Carolina, and now maybe their final 4 seconds that matter.
I'm not sure he can reach the end zone from here. Try to get into some laterals maybe.
Just running around trying to reset. Devin White is flying out. Has to throw it underneath. Going to try the old lateral play. Keep on going backwards. Why not? Hubbard. Hubbard's got some space. Hubbard now laterals back to nowhere. Ball is still loose on the ground. Still loose on the ground. And now there's a scrum, and that's going to be that. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, our division winners, go into the playoffs. (30-24). Tom Brady with an unbelievable day gives you the wink. It means division winners on to the playoffs they go. And happy fans in Tampa. The State Farm postgame show comes up next.